Hello, we're back. This is it, starting day 2. Main day 2.
The last day of the Team Fortress 2 event. And
That
we've got
one.
our playoffs happening, double elimination bracket.
That's
Here
what I
with
like to see.
The upper bracket round 1 we're going to have here.
That's the one.
Second seed team versus the third seed, TonyResort versus Alien Workshop. So theoretically the closest matchup we could possibly have at this LAN, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. It's we did see them go against each other yesterday. Spoilers, but Alien Workshop did beat them. It was a 4-2, though. It was kind of like a 4-1, and then one round was lost in kind of dead time. But, I mean, it was back and forth, though, right?
Yeah,
like, there were some pretty individual clutch plays coming out of Alien Workshop, and
definitely,
you know.
And a sneaky clutch play as well. He had his solo Uber that was insane yesterday.
Yeah, a little bit.
But
a little bit insane.
The big talking point is that was on Granary. And now today, it's all best of 3s, and unsurprisingly maybe, TonyResort first banning Granary. We've got the full pick ban that we can show you here. And yeah, so Granary immediately removed by TonyResort, so we're not going to see a repeat of that. And throughout the qualifiers, we saw that TonyResort was a bit better than Alien Workshop, bagging those free tickets, qualifying to the event. So maybe on a wider map pool, TonyResort might gain the upper hand back again. But maybe Alien Workshop, they're keeping that LAN buff going. Yeah,
quite possibly. We did see from Lucky on like the little outro show yesterday, he did say about how much as a team they do enjoy Granary. So I guess accidentally gave away some of their strats there. But yeah, this is our map picks and bans that you're seeing on the screen right now. So obviously Granary all the way out. Product, unfortunately, did get banned there from Alien Workshop. So our first map will be Process, the Alien Workshop pick, going into Snakewater on the side of TonyResort, and then finishing up on our decider that will be Sunshine. So we're not going to be seeing any Koth in this best of 3. We will be sticking to all 5 CP. But even still, very, very different kind of maps to yesterday. Granary is a very particular kind of map, which, you know, has strengths for kind of certain types of players, certain types of teams. I'm kind of keen to see how much differently this is going to go.
Yeah, the removal of Koth is probably to be expected, I think. After TonyResort were kind of very keen to play Product yesterday, even though they didn't end up getting the round that they wanted versus Witness at the very end.
But they did fight well, though.
It should have been around, and then Thomas did the Thomas thing.
yeah. No, you can you can check the highlights for that one. That was kind of disgusting.
Yeah, but yeah. So Process up first. I don't think I've seen Process yet in any of the games that I've watched. How about you?
No, I don't think so. I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, no, that was a Process game.
We had a lot of Granary yesterday.
That was the Process game I'm thinking of. Is the second game of our little staff match.
Staff team
that was So I don't think we've seen it in terms of any of our big teams. Definitely not against each other. So I think we'll be seeing something just a little bit different than normal. Obviously, this is the Alien Workshop pick, right?
Yeah.
But even still, I'm looking at these players, and I'm like I'm not super heavily favoring them just from like a player POV.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're gonna have a good reason for picking this.
From
right?
a player POV, we could have said the same thing yesterday, and then look how Granary went. Although then the cope for the rest of the day from TonyResort was. Yeah, Granary's our permaban anyway. We just didn't know it yet. That was like our first match of the day.
We didn't know it yet.
Granary's our permaban now.
So, whatever.
That's like our worst map ever.
Apparently, as we've now been
it's the
told.
one that we lost on. Everything's kind of a big question mark for all teams, I'd suppose, considering there's very, very big gaps between a lot of these teams. It's like you can't know, are we good at this map? Are we bad at this map? Or are we just rolling that team that is 3 divisions lower than us in ETF2L? Like, we'll never know.
Well, this is, I think, the really hard thing about these teams in particular, because obviously, most people are going into this thinking Witness are going to be coming away with the big W at the end of it, right? Witness are incredibly good. They're the, reigning European champions for a reason. And then we have TonyResort and Alien Workshop. And then we have, like, a gap between them and the rest of the teams.
Yeah.
So it's kind of difficult for them because, with the format yesterday being round robin best of 1s, they don't actually get time to figure each other out a bit. Obviously, they played each other in the qualifiers and they've been able to play each other like a little bit. But in terms of in the LAN environment, they have had one map to figure each other out, and that is it now.
Exactly. And there's, there's one VOD or demo for them to look back on to learn about, and they've already decided, like, screw it, it's our permaban anyway. So there's nothing to really learn for either of the teams from it. Although it will be interesting. This is our upper bracket round 1, but it's likely, as you were saying, as Witness being the favorites to go through the whole upper bracket undefeated, obviously haven't dropped even a round yet so far in the tournament. This is likely to be rematched later in the day as well in our lower bracket final when they eventually meet there. And it'll be interesting to see how the pick bans develop into even further on in the day. Maybe now Process is going to be the new permaban for TonyResort as they lose that as well.
They're just going to keep adding permabans, just like, it's fine. We're bad at that map. We're bad at that map. We're not bad.
We've got to the grand final. It's a best of 5, but we've got 6 permabans. It's looking difficult.
Are we able just to play Snakewater 7 times in a row? I don't know. Just hope for the best, Hi, we're back, and we have technology working. Computers are on. Basically, what we did is we accidentally, there's this one extension cable that powers the entire LAN hall. We just unplugged it. I mean, it was my mistake. I wanted to plug my phone in, but there we go.
Well, at least you're on 95% now. You didn't quite get it to 100 in time before they yanked your phone back out. But
yeah, really inconsiderate players. All the players are obviously playing on like solar-powered PCs.
Yeah, I mean, it charged pretty fast considering it was the electricity for an entire LAN hall.
Yeah,
From 0 to 95. And
yeah, phone did get a little bit warm, though. So, yeah, interesting one. Anyway, right, sorry, 12 players in the server. I think they will be looking to ready up pretty quickly. This is obviously a best of 3, and this is, you know, deciding... Well, I mean, it's a double 11 format, so it's only deciding who goes, you know.
Who stays in the upper bracket for just that little bit longer to get knocked out by Witness next.
Yeah, and then a potential rematch.
And then a potential rematch.
To then decide who's going to go into the grand final stage. Now, I don't know about you, Bum. I've been talking to a bunch of these players over the course of, I was going to say the weekend. The weekend's just only started. The LAN, let's say. A lot of people's main plans for the entire LAN is just to get onto the grand final stage and get as many photos as possible.
Exactly.
You are going to see so many new Twitter photos at the end of this LAN. I'm not even kidding.
The big reward is not the second place prize pool. You get the clout of being on stage. You get the esports professional pictures taken of you. You get to be in next year's amazing intro that Loris made with Pappy, like looking at the camera after getting his kill and screaming.
You're going to have like the most posed grand finals you're ever going to see. You're like, some guy hits like an 80 damage like scatter shot, and they're like, yes!
I know of at least some flags that have been brought to adorn onto the final stage and the walkout. So, yeah, that's the real prize here. It's like, yes, we will probably get 5-0'd by Witness.
But, though, we're going to have a good time.
We're going to have sick profile pictures. And our Liquipedia page is going to look amazing. There's a silver Ice Series medal on there. Like, wow.
It's like even Celentes was saying that he needs like he wants a new Twitter picture and a new like Twitter banner thing. Yeah. So that is like, you know, his big thing. But speaking of, you know, getting there, we do have the game going live.
Yep, into process our first match of TonyResort versus Alien Workshop. I am Bum, and I am here with Eepoli. And let's go with Tabby on the rollout, see what he's up to.
Yep, we're going to be seeing him roll out not too quickly, not too slowly, being nice and patient, as you like to see. Just trying to see what kind of damage can go early on. We do see aggressive soldiers on the side of TonyResort, but only taking position. No one half committing just yet. Suki goes for the bomb in. That's a nice little rocket. Goes for the shot. Doesn't quite hit it. But Tabby's just walking forward. He's nuking down damage. It's looking fantastic for Alien Workshop.
Yeah, Agent went for the lobby play. He went through PC immediately trying to get that flank off, but all of Alien Workshop just didn't give him time to get that play off. They just walk forwards and take a fight 6v5 instead and kind of roll over TonyResort there and pick up the Agent frag right at the end as well. Crayon with a long death after surfing pretty impressively, but into the jaws of the team anyway and getting a late death from it now. It's a big, big advantage for Lucky, and they've already taken lobby here.
Yep, this is a beautiful little position here for Alien Workshop. That is going to be buffing up, getting nice and happy. Zodak is on a sniper, but not going to be hitting those shots because Uber's come on in heavy. Dealing with this gun, first of all, taking position towards the point. We do see left-hand side. TonyResort is trying to come back out now. It's not a terrible position with this heavy. The soldiers are on the side of Alien Workshop. They're all the way up top. They have such a height advantage if they can play patient, but their damage isn't quite there. This heavy refuses to die. And this is going to be well held from TonyResort.
Yeah, the Uber didn't get much at all, and 4 players after the Uber ended up on an opposite side to Lucky, so he only really had one person to heal, and everyone else is about 30 health on the complete opposite side of Last. That heavy, of course, as you mentioned, sneaky, able to mow down the players not connected to the beam, but there's an instant repush here from Alien Workshop, getting a bomb in on towards one here. Shades gonna trade out his life, and there's a bomb in onto Lucky, and Agent gonna pick up 2 frags with 1 rocket, and it's a full wipe from Alien Workshop. Just Kasuki left here, respawning on the mid. Gonna be hiding behind the crates. No one's checked him. He's got a bomb off. Crayon's all alone over here. The first rocket doesn't quite hit, and that means he does live on a small amount of health, but that's all that matters. He will have the advantage into second and maybe last here.
Yeah, this is really setting the scene for this game right now. Alien Workshop, they went for an aggressive little repush there. They didn't have to, and it didn't work out, but it's showing that they're not afraid this game at all. They're happy to go for these slightly riskier plays because they got a lot of confidence in themselves. Now, it's great when it works. When it don't work, you end up like this, and that is staring down the barrel of a 40% Uber disadvantage. Crayon's going to be getting their Uber basically any second. You can see Piggle's already towards lobby, just taking some position, getting an idea of what's going on, and it's going to be push time just about any second. Now, there is a gun up and a heavy, so a lot of damage to be dealt here. Going to be walking to the right-hand side. Gun will be first focused down. Little bit slow, but NG will change off, so they do manage to take this position. 1 frag is in the hand. Lucky's on 75%, so if they can play nice and slow, things should be looking pretty good for them. The point pressure doesn't really achieve a lot, and we're kind of seeing the same thing reversed here, because, yeah, Alien Workshop just keeping that nice and calm.
Yep, just a long time to get the sentry down. Kasuki blocks for the point, does exactly what he meant to do as the soldier on last, and he was pretty much the only frag that they got, and then there's just too much distance between the blue and red players. Sylv's getting juggled about here, but there's a double back cap attempt. Zod has snuck in behind. Agent going to be blocking second, and there we go. Zodiac gets that first round on the board for TonyResort.
That is tragic there. What a way to lose a round. Just letting one little player sneak through, that one little bit of a difference. And this is the big thing about 5CP, you know? Everyone focuses on the frags and the airshots and all this impressive stuff, but ultimately, it's all about the control points. And my boys, they didn't check their doors carefully enough.
Yeah, it's the big thing about LAN as well. Sometimes you just forget some protocols, leave one door unwatched, and that is what they'll abuse. And Agent with an instant airshot onto Kasuki to start off the mid. Sylvs and Agent now in with the bomb, trying to capitalize off of that, and they do get the demo pick onto Tavi as well. Big direct onto Lucky from Sylv, so he's going to be turning his tail and running. They are able to catch Wild Piggy as well. Lots of damage. Everyone is just like dominoes falling one by one here for Alien, and they are all the way out to last. Lucky's going to get that resupply, not low anymore, but TonyResort, they're chomping at the bit. They're in so deep.
Yeah, they really want to try and deny as much position as possible here, trying to deny gun going up or any kind of off-class. You can see they're not really in a position on the side of TonyResort to go forward and actually try and take down Lucky, but by just pressuring this heavily in lobby towards last, they make it so it's just a very uncomfortable last hold. Now, maybe they can try and keep people in, try and see if they can go for some kind of sack, but you can see they're never fully committing until they know there's a good idea. This is very calm, very collected on the side of TonyResort, and it's only now that Alien Workshop can kind of take a moment to actually set up that last hold properly.
Yeah, it's the half bomb from Sylvs, then see there's a heavy and an engineer, and be like, oh, never mind,
Nope,
I'll come back later,
I'll
I'll get another appointment. But yeah, they are now taking lobby. Just be aware of this little trap. Sylvs has spotted it. Will he blow it into his teammates? No, he blows it the other way, and the sentry gunner has been taken down as well. So now they just need to watch out for Kin on the sniper angle looking into lobby here.
Oh my god, Zodiac just goes all the way in! And he's saved by the dispenser right there. And the sentry actually manages to pick up Sylvs as well. So yes, they did lose Tavi there, but that is a two-player advantage. Shade is peeking aggressively. You can see all four of his players directly in front of him, and the bomb's going to be in from Kasuki. One rocket! It's not enough. That is
Tavi's
not
got the
enough.
Angle. Ooh, Tavi was watching. Oh, Kin, sorry, was watching that angle with the sniper as well for if Crayon got a bit sloppy and went for the fastest route to the pack, he would have been body shot down as well. But he takes the sensible option, goes the long route around and gets that without crossing the sight line. So now TonyResort able to get back into lobby. There's a sneaky spy, and he has committed. He's not just checking the classes, he is in. Piggles going down. That's a demo pick. Now, Alien might get a bit excited off of this, start pushing forward to get Lucky away from that sentry, and that might be Sneaky's time to strike here on the spy. There's a lot of damage being put in onto Sylvs. He's been denied, and Sneaky, he's actually just going to go for the back cap maybe. They're giving up second here, kind of failing it on purpose. Zod has found his way in through two, gets onto Lucky, but doesn't hit any damage of note.
No, so this is going to be pretty patient play here by Sneaky. Like you say, he can just basically call info at this point. He doesn't have to do anything too dramatic. They know exactly where Lucky's going to be. They know their sniper's still up, so no one's going to be peeking overly aggressively on the side of TonyResort. This is kind of that little position where you can relax because you know there's going to be no surprises from their POV, and as long as Alien Workshop isn't aware of his presence, they can basically just keep this on going. Now, eventually, they are going to get wise to it. They're going to start counting the players, and they're going to realize, you know, TonyResort have been too quiet for too long.
Yeah, Piggy's already just spamming pistol every which way, seeing if he can... There's a sap coming in. He's going for the play inside the dispenser armor, and that crit from earlier, while Piggy just gets an instant kill onto Sneaky. One shot, and he's gone. And then Piggles and Sylvs both falling in lobby at the same time. It's essentially a triple sack for no force to be found. And that is definitely getting Alien Workshop off of last.
Yeah, they went for it, they tried it. I love the sapping the dispenser, because you're like, well, I can't get you otherwise. I guess I'll try and get that, but nah. It ain't working out for TonyResort, and now this is Alien Workshop taking some real position, moving all the way forward. Oh! Zodiac just goes straight in, just annihilates Lucky, and he wants more as well. They are getting more. This is just Kasuki and Wild Piggy. They're desperately trying to get towards last. They just need to keep themselves alive. Anything they can do to try and block things, because there's 8 full seconds right now in which none of that team is going to be up, and TonyResort can just keep on pushing if they're quick.
Yeah, and they are quick enough. They're already getting some cap time onto point. That Heavy's spamming it down, but needs to be the soldier blocking it with his body to really put the pressure out, get the spawns out, but they don't get out of spawn in time. They get onto the point, and TonyResort take a second round. Where was Lucky's Uber Eepily?
I have no idea how that just happened. Like, I guess they were just caught completely unawares going through choke because, like, I think Zodiac just was playing so close. Maybe they got a little bit confused. I don't know. They, yeah, basically really fell apart from that bit of aggression. And now 2 rounds down. And remember, this is the Alien Workshop map pick.
Yeah, that's very true. Maybe the Granary Coke was real as bombs coming in from either team. Less successful for Blue, but will land on Lucky eventually and take him down. It's a 3-for-3 at the end of this fight. 2 scouts for both teams, but healthier on the side of Alien Workshop, and they will win it out. Both the Alien Workshop scouts getting their respective frags. Silvs was out of the fight taking a pack. He's come back in now, gets a trade at least, but that's still Wild Piggy up to capture this midpoint.
I mean, credit where it's due, right? When you're a soldier on process mid against 2 scouts, trading with one of them, that's good enough.
Respectable.
That's all right, you know, he's not going to be too upset with that. But yeah, like I said, both medics did go down. We have the tiniest of advantages for Crayon, which is immediately like nullified from healing. So it's all good here. We will take a moment just to get a little bit of a break.
Silvs' turn on the spy, probably just checking for if Kin is back on sniper. Yeah, just a little check. And now he'll get back on soldier here.
This is quite a comfortable position for TonyResort. Being only 10 minutes in and 2 rounds up, this is a real kind of a real cushion they've developed here. They're going to be really happy here. And basically from here on out, until there's some kind of equalizing, it's going to be on Alien Workshop to make things happen. Now, I'm sure TonyResort as a team, they want to be exciting. They want to get things done. But from a theoretical point of view, everything's going to be on Alien Workshop to, you know, make some kind of advantage in their favor.
Yep, they've got mid. They're down the rounds. They're the ones that need to make a play here, and the soldiers are preparing to do exactly that. You see them buffing up in choke. Probably going to see a fake bomb, real bomb sort of situation here. They blow the stickies off the PC door, off the sewer door rather, and in comes the bombs. Shades faking it out. Kasuki flubs his though. He was meant to be the guy doing the real bomb, but yeah, we'll pretend it was 2 fake bombs.
Yeah, you know, you got to fake and to fake, and then you fake and then you fake, and then it's real.
Yeah.
And then you send another fake after that.
Or you just fail your bombs so many times that they start typing, and then you send someone in. But here comes the real one. Kasuki doesn't really get anything with it at all. Very telegraphed at this point. Everybody expects those ones.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of process second, where you have, like, the enemy scouts on the high ground staring at you, and then you take a bit of spam as you walk through, and you're like, well, I tried, you know, I gave it a go.
So they're just waiting for Kasuki to come back up. Silvs had a little prod into mid to see if there was any real attempt that could be made onto Alien Workshop while Kasuki was down, but didn't see one. Went for the safe play, keep everybody up. And yeah, we'll see if Alien can be a bit more successful this time. They're going for a flank bust instead, it looks like. Shades and Piggy have taken space into PC here. If they can force Agent off this angle, which they have, now Shades taking a bit more ground, but they don't really want to commit to anything from here. It doesn't look like yet. Wild Piggy hiding on the bathtub.
Oh, I love it. It's such a classic position where you're just like, what if, right?
What if
people
it doesn't
don't
get checked for once? It's my favorite position in the entire game. I'll always try the bathtub what if.
I mean, you know, when you do get spotted and then immediately get like 2 rocketed down, it's sad, but I mean, it's better than going for nothing, you know?
Looks like there's Wild Piggy running in now. Has been spotted out by Zod. It's a scout 1v1 on the low ground for now, but inevitably all the team notices and helps out, and it's just Wild Piggy solo sacking from lower, not really having any attempt to do anything. Kasuki's taking a 1v1 as Silvs bombs in onto Lucky, gets the surf off.
Yeah, I mean, another one where it's, you know, a little bit of a solo player just kind of jumping in, hoping for the best, you know. There's not really a downside, there's not really much of an upside. We do see now Alien Workshop, they really want to make things happen. Oh, Scout there really unaware of things. Actually, Shades gets some really good position. This is suddenly actually such a fantastic little spot, and you can see them moving towards the low ground. Wow. That bit of spam's actually really scary.
Yeah, so Silvs just being down from the sack, they decide to go for a dry push through Al-Qaeda. That's why you see teams sometimes just not counter-sacking at all. They don't want to risk being one down. And then Zod catching every apple from the sticky bomb of Tavi. There's a double soldier sack into last now. Kasuki, Shades, they both don't even go near the medic and get taken down. So now TonyResort might be straight back on second. We might be back where we once were. And Wild Piggy putting pressure in onto Piggles. Lucky's gonna have to use here. It's not a great position. Everyone else kind of already gave up on this fight, so he only has 1 scout in it with him. The trade out from Crayon as well. Nearly drops a player there, but they are going to be able to catch Kin on the way out. Kasuki, though, following up on all the damage.
Oh, this is actually potentially a really good repush. There's frags going every which way, but now you can see that one extra player advantage on the side of Alien Workshop. They want to keep trying to go forward just a little bit. They can keep a hold a second. They do have to recap it, so they don't have that opportunity to go straight towards last, but
yeah, they don't have enough players to go with speed. You can't really leave someone to cap if you're only going to be going with 3.
Yeah.
A fight-changing arrow from Lucky as well in that one. Tavi was juggled up into the skybox above Choke, was about to crater. Lucky hits the arrow, not the hardest one in the world, but still, that's the difference between a won fight and a lost fight in the end.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta hit the ones that you gotta hit, you know, and he hit it, and you know, does make all the difference here. We do see Sniper
Kasuki's
here.
turn on the Sniper this time. Yeah, usually Kin being the ones to take it, but maybe they want to stick with 2 scouts.
I mean, you know, there's a lot of people who like the old Sniper, and Pickles in a scary position there. Kazuki doesn't quite hit the shot, and unfortunately now they will be aware of his presence, so TonyResort will be playing in such a way as to avoid these sight lines. But
yeah, the dispenser armor goes up immediately after
of course.
the Sniper is seen.
Yeah, no. And we do see Sneaky sniping on the other side. Both players have had the little opportunity to try and find something, but not quite connecting their headshots yet. I feel like this is a first game of the day. Maybe they need to warm up just a little bit more to really know what's going on.
Kasuki's going for the Alba shot. He's in 2 on the Sniper, but Pickles has those doors locked down. He may not be a main demo, but he's proficient enough to not let that happen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, you don't have to be a main demo to know how the sightlines work, especially coming from playing so much medic. You should be intimately aware of those sniper sightlines.
Yeah, Kasuki's so gonna go back into lobby, take that one instead. Sneaky's got it pinned down though, just knows that that's the door they have to come through to take lobby.
Yeah, and in all of this is all, you know, we are on the TonyResort last, but they're still going to be fairly happy as time's up to tick down. We do see, there we go, first headshot and the body shot comes out, so immediately this player's traded. So neither team can really look to just go immediately off of that, but we can see a little bit more peeking. Shades is desperately trying to get this gun down. It's so suffocating in that forward hold spot.
Yeah.
Just trying to do anything to try and open up an opportunity.
I think it's very risky for him to be alone in lobby peeking the sentry there. You're never solo spamming it down when you have one soldier up. Obviously, Kasuki being on Sniper instead of the soldier there makes it so much harder to take that sentry down. And if he had lost his life, it would have been a dangerous one with both soldiers down at the same time. But instead, it's the trade coming in. Crayon going to use a little bit later, and they've juggled Tavi, and the sentry has just locked him in the corner. Will they be able to finish off the kill? Sylves does get the rockets in at the end, and Pickles with the pipe to finish that one. And there's a repush from 2. Despite losing the demo, they are desperate to try and get through this. And they've just lost even more people. I'm not sure how I feel about that repush after the demo goes down.
Yeah, I think they must have seen something we didn't, because to me that seemed a little bit kind of suicidal on that one. They really committed hard off that, and they are really suffering as a result. That is second firmly in the hands of TonyResort, and they should be getting mid here, unless something crazy happens. Unless these stickies anywhere can get an insane amount of frags. They get 1, but
it's enough to fight mid. There's not enough cap time. They'll have to be still on the low ground if they want to cap this TonyResort. So instead, Alien Workshop will be able to get into mid. Sylves with the sacks to try and stop them coming in, but he's going to get taken down. Lucky is safe. They have the mid fight under their control. They didn't lose as much as they could have.
Yeah,
They might even get second. They're fast into second. Very, very passive hold from TonyResort, still being down 2. They've already got Sneaky building up the sentry gun. Lucky just wants to take this all the way. If they can get this sentry down while it's just a level 1, there's opportunities to even do things into last here. They've got 4 players in on 5, and Lucky just gets forced off. They ate so much damage in the door. 4 players eating the same rockets, and Lucky has just used the worst Uber of all time, asked to leave last.
Yeah.
He is walking back to mid in shame.
Yeah, they, again, like they're going aggressive, which I really like from the side of Alien Workshop. They're wanting to make things happen, but ultimately they're not. They're like getting the first part, and then the later part of, you know, actually executing things properly. They're like, I don't know, it ain't really working out for them.
Yeah, and it's coast-to-coast potential now. Big advantage. They need to watch out for this Kindred sniper on the far back angle in the forward spawn. Does take his first shot and unsuccessful. Had the angle. He's still getting the angle. Pickles gets taken down, and now there's no traps to put on the forward spawn. He's back spawned anyway. They want to take this deep Uber, see if they can catch off the combo again, but they don't catch anything. Sneaky's using the entire Uber to 180 and chase the things that went behind. Piggy gonna go down. Kasuki still bringing 4 players back onto second. They're so obsessed with him. There's no presence on mid, and all of Alien Workshop coming back in, but Agent hiding in enemy PC. They don't notice this. They're so focused on going forwards. Agent gets the bomb in from behind, landing on Lucky, pops him up in the air. Easy shot against the wall as well. So they are back in control. TonyResort off the back of Agent's play, able to get back into mid here.
Yeah, it got so messy there. Like you say, I'm really confused at how the sniper managed to live so long and not even get pressured. It's so confusing. Incredible shots there from Shades, who's even going to manage to just about get out alive.
Yeah, and taking Pickles down there is very, very good for them. It at least delays them in pushing in. And in fact,
God, it's a repush. It's a repush on top of a repush. There's no stopping the fighting at any point. Finally, TonyResort are like, fine, okay, if you want the mid that hard,
but
keep a hold of it.
It's going to be a repush again. It's a repush again. It's Uberad. It's going to be a repush again. Here they go. They use it through the sewer door, but they don't really find too much. Kin is going to go down at choke, but none of the important classes are going to be falling here. Kasuki might even win this out versus Agent on the high ground, which he does with the help of that scout scatter spam. But there we go. Mid has been capped up. Kindred spawning in 10, and there's an ad for Lucky. I feel like we're going to see mid flip-flop once more in the next few minutes.
Yeah, no, apparently everyone's just obsessed with mid.
They're going
today.
Before Kin has even spawned, and before they have
love that, though.
Tony
I love that.
They could really punish this if they want to, Tony, but they are already playing kind of passively. Agents only just got into the fight, and yeah, they give it up. They don't know that Lucky doesn't have. Lucky can actually use this advantage for second now instead of mid.
Genuinely, right, incredible play there from Alien Workshop. Like you said, it was a real risk for them to take, but the second they saw TonyResort start backing up, they're like, boys, we can keep on going. And now using this advantage to get second is basically getting an entire point for free. Tavi's jumping on in. They're not even wanting to use just yet. No. They do have to, though, and they do lose Kin, so a little bit sad. Maybe Tavi gets a second frag, but just not quite.
It's a really weird milk from Lucky there. If you're going from that direction, you have to be using, especially if Tavi's going to be jumping forward, but ends up dropping Kin from the Uber, nearly drops Tavi from it as well, and they barely even get anything on second here. There's a big advantage now for TonyResort, but it depends if they just want to push off of a 0 pick advantage. No players down, just the Uber itself. It seems like they don't want to take the risk.
I was going to say, TonyResort do not look like they want to push today. They're like, nope, we have our 2 rounds there, and 9 minutes and 40 seconds left in the game. I will chill. Thank you very much.
Yep, so we'll just see Lucky building this one up before they start coming into last. Silvs is checking if they're trying anything funky with the Spy, but finds nothing, and it's Zodiac on Sniper in 1.
Here we go. Another little Sniper just trying his hand at things, and like you say, we'll be looking towards one at least initially, but Javi's going to be taking a hold of lobby, so maybe opportunity here for Zodiac. Oh, the Uber actually just gets used basically immediately. Dispenser's going to be going down. They're desperately going to try and get this gun, which they do manage to do, and they force off the enemy Uber. Once again, Tavi's getting juggled in, though. But actually managing to keep a little bit of control. Tavi does go down, but does get traded out for Silvs. It's not the worst thing in the world, but now Piggle's going down. They're trying to commit towards this last. There's still this sneaky heavy, though. Surely it's going to be so difficult hitting this damage.
Yeah, you just need all those players focus firing the heavy, especially if you're a couple down. The dry push just becomes so hard. You don't really have the DPS to take down that absolute unit on point, and there's a push coming into second. Shades bombing into 2 scouts. It's going to be a tricky one to try and win, but at least he scared them back. The respawns in time, so second will remain in Alien Workshop's hand, and they've managed to manipulate themselves a little advantage. It's actually been kind of a pattern, is that Crayon has been much slower at building than the other meds so far this LAN, but Lucky won't even get it in time as he's popped up by Silvs and finished off at 5.
Yeah, that's kind of a huge play there from Silvs. We do see just more and more fighting. The sneaky heavies just mowing players down. There's a lot of cap time.
Tavi 1v3. Yeah. He needs to be legendary. He needs to hit this first one onto Agent. At least does knock him down. He's still somehow alive, but debts himself on Piggles in the end.
Okay, right. We have a moment. We have a moment for a little bit of a breather. Like you say, it is interesting how this is working. Lucky getting this Uber consistently earlier each
Piggles
time.
Piggles is alone.
Oh,
Piggles is just hella alone. He's like, where's my team? Where's my team? I'm the main call. Guys, get in.
But, like, there's a gun going up on last. What's Piggles doing on second?
Yeah, very, very much left alone there. Kasuki might go down here in 1 to kind of even the player count, but eventually just lets everything go down without a frag. There's a dry push in onto last. Tavi will take down the gun, will take down Zodiac. The counter bombs coming in from the defensive team now, able to stuff them in the door. Lucky somehow living on very, very low health for this entire time. Needs to hit this bow onto Kasuki if Kasuki wants to stand a chance at living, but instead he's going to chariot with the scout. He will die for it, but the scout gets onto point, and there we go. On the board, our Alien Workshop off the back of a very strange round of TF2.
Yeah, I don't really know what happened after all of that back and forth. Piggles basically just feeds on second. I'm sure it was just miscommunication, right? My man didn't do it on purpose, but also, even that last push seems so dodgy on the side of Alien Workshop. They only just
so many
about
10
managed.
health players on Alien Workshop who, if they were just shot one more time, the push never happens. But alas, that's how it goes, and we are into mid-fight number 4 as the bombs come in once again. Shade's sorry, going to be the first one to detonate, and no one's found the meds yet. Lucky is very, very low, just getting chipped down by scouts, but there's not enough distance for them to actually find the lethal points of damage.
God. Is this the Wild Piggy patented stand in the corner strat? He's there. He's aware. This is Div 6 movement. Oh, we're going all the way in. 139 damage. Ain't enough.
So nice, though. I love that he's doing all the lobby spots today. He's making all the
love
plays
it.
that I would.
I love it.
Just hiding in corners, hoping it works out, but does go down there, and that actually leaves them with without a player on last, so this gun will be a little bit easier to get pressured. Things still even, but they can't do the close forward hold on last until they've got everybody up, and this gun at least up to level 2, so it has been built up by Kin now.
Yep. Now we do just have that moment where TonyResort can sit there pretty happy with their one-round advantage and just kind of seeing what they can do. You can see Agent trying to get aggressive alongside Sylvs here, trying to deal with this gun, but a lot of damage being exchanged. No one going down just yet, but...
Yeah. I don't think they are happy to sit here. I don't think the one-round advantage is enough for them, especially with how back and forth that last round was. If they really... we've seen Alien Workshop successfully push off nothing. We have proof that that can happen, so you want to see Tony find another round at least here. Piggle's getting taken down by Shades in the lobby, just juggled a bit too forwards.
Yeah, that's a really, really nice pickup there for Shades, and you can see he wants to try and get more as well. He can count the positioning of all of these players. He's going incredibly weak, but just that information is super useful.
One.
This is fantastic.
Oh, no!
Sneaky gets dropped. That's such an absolute disaster here. They're going to surge all the way forward to try and force off this uber unlucky, which they'll manage to do. Tavi has no interest in letting Crayon get out alive, and they absolutely won't be. The only remaining TonyResort players are all the way back on mid, and Kin has called this for us, their team, so this is going to be an easy fight onto mid here. They're going to take this basically completely for free. If they stack it, is this potentially able to block Crayon here? Just about, yeah.
Wow, yeah, so Crayon's going to be back on last. This could very well be a coast-to-coast. And you even saw the scout body language there on second. Sneaky had that look back at Crayon like, please, can you use on me?
Please, use whenever.
Just, I'm looking you in the eye, but still gets dropped, and that is really what has led to this complete swing in momentum. Lucky now with a very, very big advantage.
It's perfect.
Yeah, Alien Workshop should be able to tie this one up, but we've seen them lose in easier situations than this.
I mean, it's true, but, you know, if there's an opportunity, it's going to be right now. 4 minutes left to go. If they can just convert this one Uber advantage, they will equalize. They'll be right back in the game, and Tavi, he's ready to go with it. Sticky's on the floor. He's going to be jumping forward. First damage is going to get focused on his heavy, but then he sees the gun. Pivoting over to move towards his right-hand side. It's not going down, though. They're not really dealing with anyone, and Tavi's the first player to go down there.
Yeah, it's officially a poober. Tavi just bombs in, sees the heavy, gets juggled, goes no distance at all, maybe barely gets the sentry down with the rest of the duration of the Uber, but yeah, they really found nothing there with that full advantage. There's a big pre-bomb landing onto Piggles coming out. He's got his soldier to back him up as well here. Shades, nearly could have got onto Crayon, but just didn't have the rockets in time. Piggy gets air shot by Agent as well. This fight is looking better and better for TonyResort by the moment, but Kin has kind of snuck in behind and scared this force out of Crayon. That's all that they wanted. If Lucky can get back now here, and he will, then that's what they wanted. They got their value out of that play. Yeah, they really, really did. With Piggles going down once again in that fight, the immediate repush can be on for the side of Alien Workshop. They are getting players traded out. They're not quite there with this Uber yet, so they do need to play a little bit patient to have that safety net. 90% on Lucky. They want to keep going forward. They want to take this second for free, potentially use this Uber towards last, but look at their health
on the side of Alien Workshop. It is so risky. Lucky is begging them right now on grass. Guys, just wait. Get a couple arrows. We'll be okay. We can take this. Uber's now surging all the way forward. Tavi's trying to get through one, but it's so difficult as a demo to try and catch anyone here. He's going all the way to try and get onto Crayon, but he's not quite hitting his shot. One pipe and the lucky arrow!
That is big, and now he can escape once again, build up a big Uber charge, and probably they just go with that rather than the kills at this point. Yeah, they've backed out second. Lucky had Balls of Steel on second there with full Uber going down to 2 HP at one point. And as you said, just hiding behind corners saying, guys, slow down. I can't peek. You need to take an arrow. Let's just chill. We can manage this. Then used off what looked like a pretty shaky Uber, but right at the very end, they get the crown kill that they needed. And now it's another attempt to go for this. 1 minute 40 on the clock. They do need to tie it up. It's now or never for Process, at least.
Yeah, absolutely. This was once again their map pick. This is their opportunity to show why they deserve to have a chance in the grand finals. You know, this is all about proving a point here. Heavy starting off this Uber, doesn't even get the jump in. The gun does at least go down. They can see the Heavy all the way towards the high ground. He's going to be focusing the damage all the way forward. A lot of cap arm already coming out towards point, but these soldiers on the side of TonyResort are doing such a good job of blocking this. It is just so good for them. And Alien Workshop, once again, they can't convert it.
Yeah, and Lucky sneaking out through IT has been spotted by Zodiac. Zodiac doesn't care. You can live, you've got no one to heal. It's going to be a massive advantage for us anyway, whether you live or die. So we'll just take second, and with 1 minute on the clock, it's looking so difficult for Alien Workshop to secure their map pick here.
Yeah, this is going to be at 45 seconds here, and they've got to deal with this Uber on the side of Crayon. It's going to be all about getting the spawns. A drop would be fantastic. Now, frag on the Agent is a very good start, and Sills and Zodiac. This is good.
Crayon didn't get into mid, they just baited their whole team waiting off in choke with the Uber, and now 3 frags for Alien Workshop. They could rush into last year. Everyone left through 1. The rest of the doors are open for them to get through, and they do get the force onto Crayon as well. 23 seconds. They're still 3 down. The spawners are in here now. No soldiers to make this work, but they have to go with it anyway. Lucky might not even get the Uber in time. If there's a pre-bomb onto 5 right now, it would be devastating onto Alien Workshop, but they just have to try and play this. Tavi going down. Just 1 scout left. Wild Piggy, 6 seconds to get to the point, and I don't think there's enough time. That will be it. TonyResort taking the first round of our upper bracket.
That was close, though. That was really close. There's a couple little failed pushes there from Alien Workshop, which really, I'm going to argue, basically should have been more successful than they were. You know, like, credit where it's due to TonyResort, but I feel like Alien Workshop, they're a little bit uncoordinated, a little bit like, I don't know.
It was kind of slow and stunted Ubers from both sides. Both of the demos were getting those users put onto them on last and wouldn't kill the sentry for a while. They'd do their jump forward in the air and just take all the knockback, and they'd plummet straight down to where they initially took off from. And yeah, most of those Ubers just weren't getting anything done, and the Heavies were getting onto point very easily at the tail end of things. But yeah, in the end, TonyResort just pretty much keeping that lead from the start to the finish, even though at the end, I'd say it was definitely Alien Workshop playing better in the latter half, but they just didn't do enough to catch up quick enough.
Yeah, well, this is it. Like, they had the opportunities. They created the advantages. You've got to be able to convert it at some point, but at least they were, you know, I feel like if there was maybe 5 more minutes left in that game, maybe there would have been more of an equalizer that would have come through. But ultimately, you know, the rules are what the rules are. That is going to be the first map going to go the way of TonyResort, and it will be the Alien Workshop map going in their favor. So, yeah, this is going to be a little bit tricky now for Alien Workshop. I believe second map should be Snakewater, if I'm correct.
And then Sunshine to finish. So, yeah, I haven't seen a Snakewater either yet. We had a day 1 full of Granary and Koth, pretty much.
We did, yeah, we really did for some reason. No idea why, but yeah, no, Snakewater is going to be an interesting one, especially as the TonyResort pick. I don't know. I don't know what to expect.
Yeah, it's difficult to have to pretend analyze these teams that we couldn't have less clue about. They probably don't even know their map pools themselves, you know.
Well, clearly they didn't know yesterday, so, you know.
Yeah, so hopefully Snakewater is going to end up the new permaban for TonyResort if you're on the side of Alien Workshop. Just scare them into deleting more and more maps from the pool.
Yeah, I will say it's been interesting watching this, because obviously, you know, there's a lot of real top players here, but some definite significant blunders on both sides. You know, a couple times where Piggles got caught out, a couple of situations where, you know, players were being dropped and, you know, kind of yeah, things not really stringing together. But I mean, you know, that's only my pure anecdotal evidence. What if we have some raw, hard numbers to throw on the screen?
That would be a good idea. Let's see if we've got some logs to show. From, I was going to say before looking, who would you think the MVP is? But I see you've already pressed your face right up to the monitor like a CS:GO player.
I'm literally there with like my glasses, my magnifying glass, because everyone knows the only way you can play well is with big numbers.
Yeah, and I'm surprised that Agent is so high up, and Agent was making some plays as well that were really, really impactful for TonyResort. I was kind of thinking Agent's the weak link on day one, but definitely disproving me on that game at least.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I don't know. It was a bit of a weird one to watch because like there was so much scrappy refighting where players would get traded and then traded and then traded, and then you'd end up with one more frag, and then you'd kind of like win the fight. I feel like, you know, if you just said to me like pick one player out, kind of, you know, I would be like, I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
I feel like, right, I'm gonna give credit where it's due. Sneaky got a lot of frags, right?
Yep.
I think a lot of them was playing heavy and just like denying sacks and stuff like that.
Mowing down 30 health people on the tail end of failed Ubers, but yeah.
But I mean, someone's got to do it, you know?
Yeah, someone's got to do it, and he's doing it well. I mean, by quite a margin leading on kills. So, yeah.
There you go. Shout out to Sneaky. Other than that, I mean,
I'd also say Agent, despite TonyResort quite literally being a pug team, Agent is clearly visibly playing it so much more like a pug than the others as well. He's going for all of the kind of solos, like I don't care about my team type plays, and at least it was working out in that map. I'll shout out Wild Piggy for hiding in corners as well, because that's funny.
Yeah, why not? I'm gonna, you know, just to bring some relentless negativity.
Yes, I love that.
I kind of want to see a bit more from our snipers right now. I feel like a bunch of players tried sniper and we had like one headshot or something. You know, I get it's early, right? I know that some people aren't used to waking up till about 4 p.m. But right, you're here, you're at LAN, you got some big games on the line. I'm gonna need to see some more shots connecting.
We need Crayon on sniper.
There you go. Well, who's gonna play medic then?
Exactly.
Who
But
needs a medic?
that's what we need, is like, we were discussing maybe Crayon and Agent would swap roles, seeing as Agent plays a bit more medic anyway, and Crayon has Soldier experience, not in Prem, I don't think, but at high level at LAN at least in the past. So maybe that could have been a swap, but they seem very, very committed to keeping this roster the same. That it's on paper, maybe you'd want to swap, but once you've got started, once you've got underway at the LAN, you don't really want to be making changes midway through that might bring you down a level from the small amounts of cohesion you've built up on day one.
Yeah, well, yeah, that is true. You know, if there was a day to do it, it's probably yesterday when you had some other teams to kind of, you know, warm up against.
When you had to farm some middies.
Well, exactly. But, you know, yeah, today the games kind of, you know, matter a little bit more. Yeah, I will say. I can see classic LAN things. I mean, 6 players have managed to get in the server.
Yeah, and they're not all from the same team. Just the rest of TonyResort, I guess, have disappeared for a smoke break, maybe.
Oh, we can't do that. It isn't even the grand finals. Actually, I'll be honest.
Also, what's worse, they're not even smoke breaks, Eeply, these days. They are vape breaks, which is just even more embarrassing.
I miss the old days.
Oh, I need to go outside and take hits of my cherry pen, my bubble gum. Like, grow
I love
up.
it. I don't know what you're talking about. I love it. I think it's hilarious. I will say, I mean, if we move this curtain here, we could probably just have a look at them and throw a stick at them.
Yeah. Do you want to fill and I'll look under the curtain, or?
And just have a shot. Oh, what
There's
is
people
this
in our ears
producer?
getting suddenly very upset that we're breaking the set, etc.
Wow, stop, you know, ruining everything. Stop attacking players. Wow. Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
Stop peeing there. Throw back to it. Yeah, we don't need to talk about that one anymore.
It's all right. It's all right. Shout out if you're watching, though. Oh, my God.
I think we can fill a bit more time between the maps here, Eeply. So
oh, they're joining. I can see people getting in the server again. Oh, I'm so excited.
So, based purely on how you think Snakewater plays and how you think the teams play, take a guess and pretend to be very confident about which of these teams will play better on Snakewater.
Okay. Alien Workshop are going to play better. Do you know why?
Yep.
This is the real trainer logic you're going to follow here, right?
Okay, okay.
Piggles died in some weird ways last game. He's a demo man.
Yeah.
Cadus is a demo man. Cadus doesn't like Snakewater.
I think
Piggles demo,
bad
Snakewater.
Yeah. I will have to put out a countering opinion to kind of neutralize the bias. And I'll say TonyResort are clearly going to play better because previous map was Alien Workshop's map pick. Yeah. If there's one thing that TonyResort have down to a T, it's their map pool. They know exactly what maps they want to be playing.
You reckon?
So they've definitely picked Snakewater with confidence. And that's why they're going to win Snakewater.
And also, I'm assuming they just don't want to play Sunshine.
Yeah, I mean, you want to get these games done as soon as possible, realistically, but...
This is, they want to like speedrun the LAN as much as possible. Yeah. Okay, I can see that. I mean, you're wrong.
Did you hear about yesterday, the Witness speedrun game?
Yes, I did. What was it, 3 minutes 35 or something?
3 minutes 30 to get a 5-round game. I do feel sorry.
That was Sunshine, wasn't it?
Yes. We had our team who just signed up from at the very start of the tournament, and they drew the 2 best teams in the tournament in the first 2 rounds and got rolled twice.
That's kind of unlucky. They did drop out after that. But I mean, firstly, massive shout out for playing because, you know, I mean, that is the whole point of the TF2 area. You just turn up and just play the game, right? It is really unlucky that you get placed again like, well,
the best team in Europe and a Prem mix instantly.
Like, it is a little bit harsh to just be like, oh, cool, I like a Team Fortress 2. I've played the Engineer before, right on. And then it's like, cool, Tiger is now going to slam you and you're going to get featured in the intro video tomorrow. ETF guest account number 31.
I mean,
but they've got a legacy now, so shout out.
They have more LAN officials than many seasoned Prem players who just dodge every LAN.
Exactly. For all those people who do dodge loads of LANs, literally ETF guest number 31 has more LAN games than you. Come on. Grow up.
Grow up.
Grow up. Put your cherry vape pens away and grow up, okay? I feel like this is getting really directed at like individuals.
I think it should be. Just call individual call-outs and people have to guess, make up in their mind who we're talking about.
All your favorite LAN dodgers in chat.
Okay, everyone has not only got into the server, they've got into the correct teams.
Oh my god.
In the pre-game deathmatch. That took us a while, but they've figured out which one is red and which one is blue.
Oh my goodness. I'm excited. I'm feeling it. I know our admins right now will be raring them to go so we can keep these games going nice and quick.
I want to hear Piggles. I didn't hear Piggles because he was feeding his ass off and bottom killed the last game, but we theoretically will hear Piggles if he does anything good, which he didn't in map 1.
I was going to say, but if he does though, you know, again, we're only about like 6 meters from him.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's all the way on the other side, so maybe like 7 or 8, but like it's not that far.
There's a good tweet on the @Epoli Twitter account as well. I'll give that a shout out of Piggles in his LAN hype mode and Crayon giving him the dirtiest side eye from behind.
Dirtiest,
he's
just
not
like,
impressed. Like,
what's wrong with
this guy, man? I have to play with this guy.
I think as you said that, I think someone just liked my tweet. As you said that. Shout out, guys. Shout out to whoever that was.
You got the wristwatch just to make sure you get the dopamine delivered straight to your brain. As
my
it, like,
synapses are fried right now.
They love my tweet. We'll shout out another tweet as well. There's a giveaway going on the Essentials Twitter. If you head over to there, more details in the tweet. I believe you just follow us, give us some retweets. Yeah. And you can win a TF2 Monopoly game signed
by the TF2
Valve
devs. Isn't that crazy? It's over there. You can't see it. I can see it. You can possibly get that, though. So, yeah, go to the socials for that. Also, shout out to our wonderful sponsors. We've got Marketplace.tf, who you see the advert for, and Draytech, who are in T4, if you know where that is.
If you're at the venue itself, head over to Draytech at T4, and they will sort you up with all sorts of internet-related things.
Switches and all kind of networking capabilities. Industry-leading, I hear.
Yep, award-winning.
Award-winning. Look at that timing. We're going into our game. Map 2, baby. This is TonyResort versus Alien Workshop. Now, TonyResort's pretty happy. They got map 1 in their favor. They are vibing. This is their opportunity to keep moving forward through our upper bracket. But you know what, Alien Workshop, they got something to show off here. They got a point to prove, and they got names to take. Piggles arriving about a year and a half earlier to mid. Not really getting a lot of damage, but hey, he can see what's going on. Sylv's on the big bomb, but it's the fadeaway. It's the little fake as he walks all the way back to follow up. Suki's going to be taking out Crayon immediately. That frag's going to make a big old difference to how the rest of Alien Workshop's going to be playing. They're going to be backing all the way up. The damage is looking great for them. They're just playing nice, calm, and
Pickles
collected.
is snuck in behind. Pickles is putting stickies behind Lucky's feet without him even knowing it. Sneaky's gone down, and now Pickles is stuck on the wrong half of the map. They could just ignore him. He's going to forwards camp Kin. No, he kill binds.
No, that was not a kill bind. That was
bind.
a type. That was a type in the console. That's the only way. That's the only way that can be explained. So Pickles
he
just
doesn't have
like,
it bound. He was explaining yesterday that he doesn't have one bound, and his team were weirded out by the fact that a medic wouldn't have that of all
I've
people.
never had it bound. I don't have like the quick reset bind as well, because.
Oh wow! No wonder you're in mid.
What are you on about? I'm insane. Shut your mouth. Right. Lucky's got his Uber. He's happy. He's getting ready to go here. Taking position towards lobby. Getting this final little last bit of buffing. I mean, Crayon already on 70%. Already on 75%. They're building really well. Uber's going to get used all the way through here. This sneaky sniper not going to be getting anything too much, but a lot of pressure towards the point. The refight onto the point is going to be really solid right now. These soldiers doing so much work on the side of TonyResort. Sylvs actually just doing incredible bits of work there. And once again, what a flawless last hold here for TonyResort. What?
Yeah, again, I feel like this is a very, very specific criticism, but you do see it on a bunch of demos, is in those last pushes, you don't want to jump high. You want to get that momentum forwards for length instead of height, because if you are going up, that sentry is ruining your life on last. And again, it was a pretty slow attempt to actually get that Uber forwards and get the sentry going, and obviously a flawless defense for TonyResort. No hiders, no traps, no nothing on mid that could slow them down here. They are just rolling it forwards. They find a Kasuki kill as well. Very, very small ad to work with here by now. Lucky's already built this up to 85. Sneaky going to fall as well. Zodiac still capping mid, so it's going to slow down a bit here for TonyResort. Just Agent taking a 1v1, which he will win with Shades.
These TonyResort soldiers are kind of firing on all cylinders right now. Like, they're making some big individual plays right now. A lot of good stuff from Silver, and Agent's going to be bombing all the way in, trying to do anything he can, but that ain't going to be enough. Not
it's
today.
a 0 damage bomb. Oh well.
I love to see it, you know. Yeah. I love to see it. I've never had any of those in my life.
Yeah, me neither. I certainly haven't had a mid where I fire 18 rockets in a row. And
18.
I think
0.
Something like that.
Oh my god.
But anyway, he can blame a splash bug or something, I don't know.
Yeah, it's fine. Like, just pretend the train is still broken, even though I think it's literally fine.
Everyone still on Cookie Cutter by the looks of things. Gonna get some buffs up on these soldiers, ready to try something else for the sides of TonyResort.
Yeah, you know, I mean, there's always opportunities, you know. TonyResort, they're going to be the aggressors, moving towards lower, dealing with these stickies. That was 2 stickies in one shot. There you go, sneaky.
Oh my god, they got rolled by a trap. Zod is in Africa, gets a bow. I don't think they know about him. He's just spotted him out now, and he's not going to live here.
No, yeah, not going to happen.
The trap from Tavi not only destroyed the health of both of them, but it sent Sylvs pretty much flying to last, which is not where he wanted to go. And now the Uber trade has been forced out. Agent has jumped into the Uber. He's made it so much worse for TonyResort, made that flash have to come out. And now Kin able to run in off the back of that. Nearly takes down Pickles, but actually serves the scattergun backwards. And that Demo Man staying alive will be the difference between this won and lost fight.
Sylvs! He is actually doing such a good job this game. That is 3 frags in his favor. It's going to be Shades on the back line, trying to be a little bit sneaky, but I think they're just aware of it on the side of TonyResort. I don't think they really care about him. He can potentially bomb onto point, but I mean, TonyResort, they have 0 mercy
They left
right now.
0 people capping, so Zod is going to have to cap up the point from the spawner, and then, Shades gets onto them in lobby.
Oh, okay. Okay, so Shades didn't get anything. The Wild Picky headshot was good, but delaying second this long wasn't really fantastic. It's actually kind of going to stalemate a little bit now.
Yeah, it's definitely got to slow down now. They just forgot about second, I suppose, and if only Shades had known that they were going to forget about second, he might have actually been able to do something
he
else.
would have been in such a sick spot just then.
But instead he tries to get out to last and has to fight through a whole team, and at least Wild Piggy traded him out with a headshot, I suppose. Wild Piggy now checking for off classes, but it's normal all round. Everybody's playing combat classes.
Other than, you know, Kin sitting there on the older on the old engineer. Just, you know, trying to ruin everyone's fun as all good players really want to.
Yep, trying to get the spam in from lower, but it's being so tightly held. There's just 2 soldiers on beam for both sides shooting at this lower door. Sylv's going to be going down, but trades with Kasuki as well. There's just all the spam coming in, damaging each other enough, and...
Oh, Shades really trying to prove a point there with these, like, MG mic rockets, but unfortunately forgets there are other players in the server. While he's getting really aggressive towards this shot, you can see TonyResort doing everything they can to try and deal with this gun. It's so frustrating to try and deal with. The gun has finally gone down. They do just have a player advantage. They can look to try and sack someone if they're nice and quick, especially with Happy not playing close. We do see Agent kind of get demolished.
Yeah, I think a double air shot there from Kasuki slows him down in the air and then hits the easy pop-up afterwards. Very nicely done. Nicely done just as a whole from Alien Workshop. Immediately kind of going into the position you want to be in when you lose your sentry gun. A lot of teams will be tempted to just hold close and wait for the next sentry gun to come up, but then your medic is much more vulnerable to the forces. Lucky backs up, has his scouts and soldiers ahead of him, and apparently Kasuki is the main one to be denying soldier bombs in this server.
I mean, if you're just going to hit the air shots, you know, why not at this point? Why not? So there we go. There's your little chances. We do see Piggles taking some position towards lobby. We did see, various different people trying, you know, spy on each class, on each team, just to, you know, see exactly what's going on. But same as before, nothing too wild happening. This is still sitting at a cool 0-0, so still waiting for this game to get opened up a little bit. But TonyResort, they're doing decent in terms of this pressuring. Once again,
they forced Shades off. This double spam through lower. Shades was initially the only soldier trying to hold it and then had to take a 1v2 of spam essentially, but has Kasuki here to help him out. Now Sylvs gets juggled in, the sentry pins him against the wall, and it's, you know, standard Snakewater last stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you know, everything from TonyResort's POV, they're just doing whatever they can to try and deal with this gun. It's only once the gun is down that they can actually start, like, playing the game properly. Meanwhile, on the side of Alien Workshop, they're like, well, there's kind of 2 minutes left to go. If we keep this gun up, you know, there will be a round reset, and they'll just get to fight mid again.
Sneaky is out of spawn. This is not a check. This is not a drill.
Oh my god. An actual spy class. And Wild Piggy...
know about it. Wild Piggy also on spy.
Yeah. You know, doing the old, you know, for the uninitiated, you can check classes, you can see whether it's the same person each time and basically find out where the enemy team has certain off classes.
Shades going down. Sneaky has an opportunity. Gets Tavi. That's a demo man down. 2 very important people to hold this right side with. So they do get this right side for free. And spam the sentry gun down. Sack onto Lucky. Has to force that one off. Crayon's very low. Will have to use himself any second now. And it does come out. Bit of a better Uber for them. Spawn's coming in very soon. Shades and Kin rejoining the fight. And that's going to be what puts the nail in the coffin for this push for TonyResort. They just messed up the timing just that little bit, in that their Uber would be ending just as the spawns came in for Alien Workshop. Yeah, that was a really, really aggressive play. We do see Zodiac going down right at the end, and now basically just the spawners. We do have a very, very sneaky Asian going all the way towards the point. Is this with the back cap potential? That's so close with the pain train. Yeah, pain train just there. Not quite. And obviously he can't know this, but if he's waited a second longer, those people might be a little further away from the point. Yeah. And it could make all the difference. That was a lot more cap time than I was expecting him to get, obviously with the pain train as well. So definitely a nice try from Agent. No harm done for just going for that play when your team is wiped anyway. And now it's an even situation. The Ubers will be up for Lucky slightly sooner, but neither team has it yet. So TonyResort kind of want to take this fight fast before the Ubers come into play. Crayon has no one to heal. Again, consistently, the Uber charge is building much, much faster for Lucky as he's just not near anyone. But they've lost 2 frags, so the push will slow down, but they have a 30% ad. They can't really know about how badly Crayon has been building throughout all of these games.
Yeah, I mean, you will kind of expect the enemy team to be healing at least kind of, you know, reasonably well, so it won't be an advantage that Lucky and Co will be happy to push off. But I've got to shout out again, Silves is doing some fantastic work for TonyResort right now. He's now going for the deep bomb to try and take the position, to try and draw some eyes back. He's going in! And they will manage to get the force off between Silves and Zodiac, and the rest of TonyResort. They're managing to back up all the way towards mid. They want to get the high ground. They want to try and deny some of these choke points a little bit, but they're just waiting on these spawns. 10 seconds, pretty slow spawns. You can see Tavi getting aggressive here. Soldiers jump all the way in, managed to take down Pickles of all players. Crayon went down to 40 HP just then.
Yep, and so far back, there's an opportunity for a soldier to jump in. Crayon's just got that pack up, but there's so much space being taken. They're kind of locking out the heals from TonyResort here. Sneaky wants to take this solo. You can see him charioting in. This beam has been split. He might get dropped again. He does.
Oh, no. That is tragic. And then with Sylve going down as well. It's just like there's so many opportunities for TonyResort to just try and do things. They really just do not want to use this
What
Uber.
are you holding your Uber for at this point? Like, just use it when you see all these players. You've got to use the advantage for something, but at least they don't get punished. At least they manage to get out. But yeah, just time and time again, Crayon, it wasn't even a rational disconnect that you can just blame on luck. He just picked a different route to Sneaky. There was a wall between them, and then let Sneaky die for the next 2 seconds while he's still on the beam. Yeah. But things happen. Here comes a sack from Kasuki. Does land on Crayon, gets the first rocket, but no force coming out. Agent has flanked behind in the meantime. Finds Lucky, but doesn't find any damage on him.
No, there we go. So things will be equalizing. Both players sitting there. Sorry, both teams on 5 players sitting there with equal Ubers. A moment just to take a breather, but Alien Workshop, they don't want to give a moment. They don't want to give an inch, but Lucky goes down to the stickies from Piggles. That is a bit of a disaster. Even Shades can't find anything here because there's all of TonyResort blobbing up. We do see Tavi jump in to try and do anything he can, but Crayon, 50 HP. They're just not quite converting it.
And he gets the drop!
Oh,
Kasuki! The saving grace! They did not know about him. Everyone on the low ground, and Kasuki just lands immediately where he needs to be, even gets Sneaky as well to trade his life out. And that has changed everything. It's gone from Lucky with a drop getting a huge disad to now a decent advantage as Crayon's still on the respawn. Mid has been capped up, so the forwards actually should change things for TonyResort here. They'll have a decent hold on second. Sneaky should be able to get this forward spawn as well in time. But it's an immediate recap from Alien Workshop, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. God, what a mess there. But yeah, like you say, after the dust settles,
only
Lucky's
20
got about,
ad, yeah.
Yeah, 20 though. 20's kind of maybe doable if they're big brave boys. I don't know if they're big brave boys, I'll be real.
They haven't been looking too brave so far, but they are moving towards lower. They've cleared a trap, but not the trap that's up. Kin finds the correct area eventually, but not the secondary one. There was 2 on both doors, and Tavi gets det on by Piggles. That is popping the chance of any push coming out from...
Yeah, like Piggles, absolute mastermind of a demo man. This is what happens when you play so much medic. You die to so many traps, you learn all of them, you know? You learn them all, and TonyResort's going all the way in. Great rockets, great little arrow there from Crayon as well. Kasuki's trying to make the magic happen again, but lovely little bit of dodging there from Crayon. That's now 2 frags to the better for the side of TonyResort. They want to get a little bit more, but they're actually a little bit disconnected in terms of their heals. Sneaky wants to go in, try and take some kind of solo. Damage is good. Both teams will be using Uber. You can see Sneaky desperately trying to find any other player to try and flash this Uber on the other side just a little bit. Now, they know they can't really commit on that. They need to take the high ground. Great little deny, but Shades taking that rocket. Gonna open things up a little bit, and you can see TonyResort, they know they can't hold this.
Yeah, and Crown even dies to the spam on the exit. Oh, he delayed himself by going for that pack, and that lets those soldiers get there in time to shoot his exit down. Agent tries as well, but finds Kasuki, not the Lucky he wanted. And now Alien pushing into second. Crayon still on such a long spawn. We'll see if they go with the frags or if they go with the Uber ad. They could do either here, Alien Workshop. Sentry's only just going up now.
Yeah, it's a pretty perfect position here for Alien Workshop to try and make something happen. Looks like they will be going off this Uber advantage. Yep, they're just going to be building up this last little bit. They're not going to want to delay things too long because they want to give themselves as much time as possible. We do see Engineer on the defensive side as well as a sniper here in the form of Zodiac, but a pretty standard hold, so Alien Workshop should know how to deal with this. Javi jumping on in. Nice little juggle there towards Crayon, who does manage to dodge, but the Stickies take down Kindred all the way towards point. Now, they can't play point pressure. They've not really got the damage, and they've already lost 2 players. It's not looking good.
Oh, Kasuki salvages on the back of another awful Uber from Alien Workshop. Kasuki is the one to jump in at the very end and take down Crayon. But again, we're just seeing the same thing time and time again on these last pushes equally. They went for the medic rather than the sentry with that Uber. They actually got a good juggle onto Crayon. Should have been a free kill. Beefed the rest of it. And then that means that nothing's happened with the Uber. You've just done 50 to a medic. Sentry's still up to slow you down. At least Kasuki has given them another chance. The sniper nearly has a shot off there, but Zodiac not able to find anything. And we're just going to see a repeat hopefully they learn from the mistakes of last time on Alien Workshop and can finally get a round on the board for Snakewater.
Yep, that is the absolute hope of Alien Workshop and all of their fans out there in our wonderful crowd here at I-71. Hi, how you doing? So yeah, big opportunities here for Lucky. 98% going to be ticking over to that beautiful 100.
Going
and
from lower?
getting ready to move. Yep, the
Bombing
jump
towards
comes
the
in once again. The gun will get changed off. They can see the stickies this time. They're going to be focusing the players more. Agent's already gone down now, and they starting to get a little bit of cap time. Shade's in a great position to try and do some damage, but the players are getting traded once again. It's so dodgy for them every time. Somehow, TonyResort just keep holding this.
Yeah, and Kasuki going for his trademark play at the moment, just trying to get Crayon on the salvage at the end of the Uber. We might as well call that the Kasuki bomb at this point, but Crayon this time expecting it, gets the resub off in spawn and has a huge advantage. This time it looks like Alien Workshop, they're going for something here anyway. They're dropping it onto Crayon. He does use off and they have such a huge advantage. Have they miscounted this? Lucky is so low. Piggles not able to finish him off though, just having a demo man in the Uber. You don't really have that chip damage to finish things off, and Shades hiding behind. Do they know he's on the balcony? They will now. 2 scouts chasing him down, but everyone's coming from the forward spawn instead, landing onto these scouts. They will not find Crayon, but they will find the scout and they will find second.
Yeah, okay, right. Once again, I feel like I'm a broken record right now. Alien Workshop have a huge advantage.
Alien Workshop, that was just stupid by them to be in that position on second. It's an absolute miracle Lucky got out with his life from that Uber. I think they just forgot that Crayon would have an ad on them, but somehow they made it work. They escaped. They have their own Uber charge advantage now. Tavi gets completely juggled in the doorway. Sentry down anyway from Kin soloing it, and they will get forwards onto Piggles. So demo down. Both these soldiers fighting them on the truck side now, and they will get the kills this time. Finally, they are in an advantageous position on last. Focus fire the heavy. Sneaky down to half health already. Soldier bombing in towards him. He's down very low, and they will get around Alien Workshop. Finally in the lead in this series.
My God, finally getting that round on the board. That was hard fought, you know? I mean, you can only...
It's been hard fought for... I mean, even though during the whole first map, TonyResort was in the lead, for that second half, Alien Workshop was playing better. It's been very back and forth for the first 18 minutes here of this second map, and Alien Workshop finally take it over the line, maybe carrying that momentum from the first map where they were playing better for the kind of second half of it.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Piggles is trying to replace some of the magic of the first mid and just go straight over point. Sylvs not quite connecting his damage, and it's going to be Lucky, the first medic to fall here right now. So on the side of TonyResort, they're going to be happy little boys right now. Nice rockets there from Kasuki, but just not quite enough connect. You can see they're all just trying to bunch up inside this little lobby here, and yeah.
Oh my God, Crayon.
Tavi just walks in!
Yeah, Tavi just juggles him up in a straight line, easiest pipe of his career. Somehow, despite being in the bunker surrounded by 4 players, Crayon is the first one to be in the sight line, and they just let him die. It's a misplay from everyone in that position, definitely. The whole team plus Crayon are to blame.
Everyone played poorly there, except from Tavi, who was like, oh, I'll take that, thank you very much. Yeah, bit of a weird one on that, but I'm going to be real with you. They're not going to be complaining at all. This is now, it's still only a little bit. It's like a 15% advantage for Lucky.
It's a salvage kill, but it's not an advantageous kill. Again, that's what Alien are best at. There's a huge bomb from TonyResort, able to isolate Tavi on the low ground, get a demo pick here.
Yeah, there's just a lot of off-Uber fighting around now. Both teams are really like kind of feeling themselves, and Wild Piggy in particular, it's kind of chariots right now for Alien Workshop. They're going to keep on moving all the way forward. There's no real fight here for TonyResort. They don't have their players. They don't have their spawners just there. They've got to chill a second. If they get both of these spawns, maybe they go for a refire on mid, but Pickles isn't setting up like he wants to do that.
Yep, just no opportunity. These traps have worked for him before, so he's got the same ones up again, one on the pack, one on the far door in lower. And maybe that'll shut down whatever Alien tries to do next.
Quite possibly. But then again, you know, it is TonyResort who is around down. They got a lot of time to play with, but they're going to be wanting to do something.
Suki with the sack, hits the skybox, just has to land on Sylvs instead. Didn't have the momentum to get forwards onto any important players, so futile bomb attempt, but nothing too inconspicuous.
No, nothing too bad. And now we're going to be seeing TonyResort You know,
oh
they
my
got
god. Shades just double direct Sneaky, gets destroyed in the door.
Yeah, I mean, Scout class is pretty good. Doorways are a little bit better sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Just one of those things. One of those things.
And with a Scout down of all classes, this is the time you want to be sacking. Makes it quite a bit easier, but a very, very low bomb doesn't really get anything threatening. There's a counter bomb from Sylvs, does not find Lucky, and now they're just bleeding kills bit by bit. They have to take this very, very deep Uber. Agent's going down in the Uber as well. Zod off the beam now, might get focused down. They're all just trying to flee, but they're getting caught. Sneaky's down, Zodiac's down. Crayon and Pickles both very low in the lobby. They are going to escape to last, but the chase will be on imminently. These guys are straight through onto truck side. There's one spawner coming in, but it's a 5v3. Kazuki bombing forwards, lands on Crayon, instant gib, and there we go. This should be a second round on the board for Alien Workshop. Although, am I speaking too soon? The heavy is out. Zodiac trying to get to point. No, it is over. There we go. 2-0 Alien Workshop, looking much better on Snake than we saw on Process.
Absolutely. I feel like they've activated a little bit, and specifically the Alien Workshop soldiers just then. Really, really crucial plays from them. Not only getting the picks, but getting into their position, just getting that damage out made all the difference there. There's such a tiny timing window there to get in and get your position and get those frags before the rest of the spawns come in. And they really did kind of thread the needle just there. So
yeah, also proving that even though you legally have to win the map on last, most of the fights that you do actually win end up on second.
Yeah.
Their actual ad pushes are not good, but their second fights are. The bombs come in, Lucky down immediately, Crayon down immediately, just going to be a 5v5 combat mid. Piggles has the better positioning, but there's two soldiers behind to watch out for. Shades and Kazuki going to take him down. Now Wild Piggy fighting a 1v1 on the point, and it looks like in the end, the health is not great for Alien, but the player count is. Agent baiting for that pack and goes down eventually, taunted by Wild Piggy as well.
See, Alien Workshop, they're starting to feel themselves. You know, I think that one, you know, it's the theory everyone knows, right? The second you taunt, you lose, right? Pickles did that taunt on second, and at that point, his destiny was decided.
Yeah,
he would lose this
was
map.
Sealed. Yeah, that was a really scrappy mid-fight at the end, just a bunch of 1v1s happening everywhere. I do not envy being our observer, trying to pick what to see at that point, but we are trying to see Sylvs kind of make some headway into mid. Is that time of the map where your round's down, even though you're not the team with mid, you have to be the one trying to make something happen out of your own second. Zoda snuck all the way into kitchen, but doesn't want to be the first person to commit from there and will back out instead. It looks like a combo push through Saw is imminent.
Yeah, you can see Sneaky's really, really peeking. Actually, just calling a lot of the position of these players. Basically saying, look, they're so far back, we can try and walk in. They will use the Uber, and it's a good amount earlier. Once again, going to be trying to force this flash on a couple different players, which hasn't gone terribly, but they're getting caught in. They're getting so caught in. They need to focus down these players on the side of Alien Workshop, but they are doing it. Agent and Pickles both going down. Third frag towards Zodiac is going to be also important. The rest of these TonyResort players have no choice but to try and back up all the way to last, but Kazuki doesn't want to let them. Forcing them into lobby. This one soldier of Sylvs doesn't even get a chance to land on the ground, and now this same kind of position as before. There are going to be some slow spawns. Shades is all the way towards last, getting this kind of position towards his right-hand side. There is a heavy, there is a medic. They don't have to rush this, but they're going all the way towards point. It's such a risky little move. They're trying everything they can. Sneak is actually going down. Kindred playing for the point. He's getting so much cap time, but surely this is going to be held. He's hitting all of these shots, but it's not quite enough.
There we go. We need a coast-to-coast now. The Shades is already out, but they can't know that. They need to be careful for a back cap, so they will leave somebody behind to check for that. But with Crayon, with the massive advantage, this needs to be a coast-to-coast. It needs to be the momentum starting to go the way of TonyResort if they want to win this in two. Otherwise, we will have to be going to Sunshine for our upper bracket semi. Here we go, moving into Saw. Very, very big advantage. Trap on the crate is all they have to worry about. Everyone else is going to be playing this one passively. Bomb in from Kazuki. Bomb in from Shades as well. Crayon's popped up into the corner and popped out with the Uber. So they will get a force off. Won't see the full coast-to-coast here, but maybe they want to take these two frags into second. They're leaving quite a lot of people on the cap, so it's a little bit slow, but they already have the space on second thanks to Piggles.
Yeah, that's the one. Piggles, you know, a little bit unconventional, having your demo being your furthest guy forward a lot of the time, but you know, he's feeling it. He's feeling himself like he's lost his wallet. It's all good, and they want to keep on going.
They're already capping last. They've just got time on point. That baits people forwards. The soldiers bomb in to try and get onto Lucky, but the sentry will dispose of that push. And it's 3 down for TonyResort, plus an advantage for Lucky.
Yeah. Yep, I mean, it feels like they kind of did have to go for the push, but it was always going to be a hard one. And even more than that, they have seen this player towards the lower who hasn't had no choice but to back up.
Zodiac just snuck all the way past them on the bridge.
Whoa!
There is a player on last to block him. Kasuki in the 1v1 with Zodiac. Gonna get back up, calling Shades back in. And this is delaying on second for a long time. It needs 3 players to deal with him. But in the meantime, Kin is meleeing down Crayon on the complete other side. So there's gonna be an even bigger advantage for Lucky after this one. Sneaky and Pig, or Sneaky and Agent, the only ones left alive. And Agent just going to go for a kind of typical hide play, gets caught out. Might trade with the soldier here, gets his 1. That's all we can really expect from him. He should be dying soon.
Yeah, should be.
There we go.
Yeah. Eventually. All right, okay, so 4 minutes left on the clock. This is TonyResort in a bit of a tricky situation, I'm going to be honest with you. This is the opportunity where, yeah, they kind of just got to keep fighting. They got to just keep on going. Silvers are doing some great damage, but no one's really able to follow up on it. Nice little pipe there from Piggles. They are managing to get 1 frag here, but then when you lose your demo for it, it's just so difficult. They're doing everything they can, but Alien Workshop, they're just weathering the storm. They're just saying, guys, we'll play together, we'll play the beam. Uber's getting used, Crayon's going down, and this might be the start of the end for map 2 for TonyResort.
Yeah, they did have to push. They made the right call, but they had to make it happen faster than that. If you play on the pace of the defending team, if you let them just stall out that fight, bait, play the waves, play the in and out correctly, all of that is just delaying time for the inevitable Uber charge advantage that came up from Lucky, and that Uber was just the end of it. Instantly they get Crayon with it, they get the rest of the frags as well. And Alien Workshop back in the driving seat, pushing into second. Silvs does trade with Shades on the low ground. Everyone else is committing to this fight. They know that they need to get momentum. If there's any way to do it, they might as well full commit. And they do, in fact, win off the fight in the end for TonyResort. So they're getting slightly back into the map, but it's 2:45. Equally, we need speed.
Yeah, this is we need some real speed demons right now. They will be getting mid. They will be, just about denying these forwards. Just only. And from that, maybe they can try and go forward. But Lucky's already got his Uber, so they can afford to play
here. Yeah, they noticed everyone was playing close to Saw. We get a free grass push off here. We've got 2 players playing on the point already. Uber's out first from Lucky. Crayon's just going to drop these players. He doesn't have the Uber up himself just quite yet, and Silv's sacking in behind after the Uber is over. Doesn't hit the damage he wants to. He's going to go down, makes that essentially a triple sack for the Uber, and Crayon could get his exit caught off by Kasuki. All that play was for nothing. They throw everything they have to get the Uber out of Lucky, and they don't even manage to keep their own. Kasuki's 1 step ahead. Piggles is trying to salvage after the salvage after the salvage, and it doesn't go well. 1 minute 50 on the clock. Piggy's spawn camping these guys. He's playing it like Uncle Topia.
Yeah, he is, and now it's coming into a little bit of chaos time right now. That one last little shot there from Kasuki basically was the nail in the coffin here for TonyResort.
Clutch snipe in the forward spawn is all we can ask for. But with 90 seconds, I don't think it's going to make much difference either way.
Oh, he's going for the peak. He wants it. He's going to see it the second he starts to see the cap time. He's like, right, nope, Tabby's got your number, mate.
Yep, and those headsets are not good enough for you to notice those stickies were on the front of the door. So, unfortunate for TonyResort, but Alien Workshop getting back into it. A second half of process that looked convincing, a Snakewater that, after a rocky start, looks even more so.
Yeah.
So, coming into the third map, it's looking good for them. They might even get a third round on the board here, just as the icing on the cake.
Just for that little bit of ego, you know, Thrill always feels that little bit better, but TonyResort, they don't want to make it
Lucky
too
could
easy.
Just get a back cap. Funny medic clip to end it off. No, gets juggled in the air and taken down. Zod with the taunt. You've lost the map, mate. What are you so happy about?
Yeah, but he got that medic frag in the last 40 seconds.
Good. So good to do that.
Cheeky little taunt. And the Inspecto on the weapon. That's what I'm talking about, you know?
Let's see some nice skins. Okay, skin review. Sponsored by Marketplace.tf.
Sills has his classic rocket launcher. That's a gold one.
Scattergun. They were discussing yesterday.
Yeah.
Sneaky was using the default scattergun, and Crayon kept forgetting which one was his pocket scout, and that's the only reason he's put the Australian scattergun on.
Are the rest of their loadouts the same?
I think so, apparently, yeah. I think they've matched loadouts, but not guns.
Interesting. I mean,
is that a purple sheen on the medigun? Ooh. Delightful.
Didn't even see. That one's just blue.
Yeah, I wonder why that's happened at the end of the round.
Crazy. There we go. Alien Workshop. They win map 2. So what we've done is we've done that classic esports type thing where teams won the other team's map pick.
Yeah, because weirdly, no one has a map pool.
No. Crazy how that works. Maybe these teams don't fully know what's... Ooh, we just had the little bit of the bottom of our screen updated.
Yeah. Wow, you're so impressed by this technology.
I am. Technology. Beep, boop, beep, boop.
Probably happened about 5 years ago, and it's your first time seeing it.
Yeah, crazy. Beep. So there we go. We are going to be going to a map 3, which is going to be, guess what? Sunshine.
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 Yep. I don't think these teams really know what either of them want to pick. I think they know what they want to ban, obviously.
Yeah.
The Koth bans make sense from both teams. The Granary ban makes sense from TonyResort. So I guess this is just what was left. It's not really like, oh, we're sick at X map because they've both lost their own maps. So Sunshine as the decider.
Yeah, I can't even pretend to know what's going to happen here because I think I'm just wrong.
Purely on the momentum factor, I think Alien Workshop they played better at the second half of the process. They played better throughout Snakewater. They're still beefing the world's easiest last pushes, but whatever.
See, I mean, my concern is that everyone knows that it is like impossible to push Sunshine last at the best of times.
Yeah.
And if you're beefing the easier last pushes, are we just going to see a 0-0?
Those are the last pushes you need to get on Sunshine. We've seen some 0-0s. I was going to say not long ago, but then I remembered it is long ago. It was like season 38. Like
that was a long time ago now.
Mac.
Oh, God.
But, yeah, it's a map that can 0-0 for sure. We do have some logs to look at. This time I'll protect your eyes. Take a prediction of the MVP before we see the stats.
I think Sills did a lot of damage, but
yep.
I think Tavi was also doing well.
Okay. Well, you can't look yet. We don't have the graphic up. Just keep waiting.
Do we have the technology?
Keep waiting. Keep waiting. Keep waiting.
This room is like 35 degrees ambient.
Okay, Tavi, you're right about. Go. You can take it off.
Okay, right. Sorry. Right. What happened? Yeah. I mean, Tavi hit some numbers. I think Sills had a good first half of the game. I think after that he kind of got neutered a little bit.
These med stats are very interesting to say the least. Like somehow the Crayon getting less deaths despite having nearly twice the damage taken of Lucky.
Wait, no, Crayon had considerably more deaths.
Oh, I thought it was KDA, my bad.
Is that one next to the assist one?
So much more sense as to how I thought the game went. I was going to say, how have Alien Workshop managed
that? Wow,
that's
with
crazy.
Lucky oh no, he had over double the deaths.
He had double the deaths and double the damage taken. Thank you so much. Yeah.
No worries.
Yeah, that makes sense for what was happening in the game. It was like, even when Alien Workshop would mess up terribly, TonyResort would think, oh, we've dealt with the immediate threat. The push has failed. Haha, we are in the lead.
Let's win.
Immediately leave Crayon alone and not look in the sky for Kasuki or Shades. And they would just take Crayon down and basically... They failed almost every push, but they just got so many attempts to replay the pushes that eventually you're going to win some of them. Yeah,
well, this is it, right? If you throw enough at a wall, eventually something's going to stick, right?
Yeah.
Now, I will say as well, as you pointed out on Process, I feel like it's pretty recurring in this map as well. Just situations where Crown just doesn't have anyone around them, just like doesn't actually have beam connected. And, you know, yeah, sometimes it results in like a 10% disadvantage, which doesn't really matter much. But it's more just like, it's more telling of the overall team thing of like, you know, I think this is why Crown is just basically dying more, because there's just like a lack of coordination there. It's just weird.
Also, there's a lack of a scout performance on this map in particular. Sneaky, he had the scout log last game that we were bigging up. This time it's Wild Piggy. Zodiac barely to be seen on the server down with the bottom damage, and Sneaky just getting a very average game, kind of below average for what you'd expect from a pocket scout. So yeah, just going almost 1.0 KD exactly, and Wild Piggy's the one stepping it up, having the performance this time on scout. Yeah, no, absolutely. It did feel just as a whole, you know, after they warmed up a little bit, Alien Workshop were just, they were just more in it, you know? They were just more in it. And now, yeah, it makes you think, is this
Is this going to be like just momentum for them? Are they just going to keep on going forward? Are they going to be feeling things? You know, are TonyResort going to sit there and, you know, are they going to start doubting themselves? Because, you know, obviously, you know, they had their time in their qualifiers. Brilliant, you know, but they lost Granary yesterday, which wasn't great. They won the first map here. Now they've lost one. Now they're kind of like, guys, are we actually still in control as much as we were thinking we were?
Especially for a team that you'd expect to have the momentum-based LAN buff. From
Exactly.
having someone like Piggles who cheers after every kill. They've got a bunch of people who've played just LANs since like I-55 on the roster. They're just back time and time again, and now they're losing to the up-and-comers. It might be time to retire. On your bike.
On your bike. Back to the retirement home with you, says, you know, retired
says
players.
The most retired people of all time.
Exactly. But, yeah, nah, it's whatever. It's whatever. But, yeah, right, here we go. Classic LAN things. We're now going to have some more time where both teams try and work out what a connect is and how to get onto a server. I will say, only slight downside of this game is obviously, you know, TonyResort are over there. But Alien Workshop are like way in that direction, all the way over in BYC.
Over in the LAN hole.
Also, right, let's be real, they are playing on their own kit. Does that make a difference?
Very true, yeah. I mean, some of the players back behind us probably aren't even playing on their own config. There's definitely been people forgetting to email themselves before the LAN.
Yeah, I mean, that's a classic LAN blunder.
Yeah, Thomas was saying, I think, he packed all of his stuff up. Oh, my config and custom.
Yep.
Unplugs all the peripherals again, gets them back in, email myself. Now I can unpack them, and yeah. But,
you know.
Yeah, everybody back here is on unfamiliar setups, and Lucky has his hacks installed, so that's...
That is true. I think he, you know, I mean, they won the last map, but you could do with dialing up just a little bit more, just as, you know. Like, if you're going to cheat well, come on.
Yeah.
You know, be reasonable.
I think for me, it's Crayon and the team have a disconnect somewhere. I can't know which of the halves is to blame, but if the disconnect is solved, it will be just night and day between what's happening now. It's so many times it's slow to build, it's left alone, it's ignoring him after the push fails and you finally have advantage. There's just so many little medic inconsistencies with the rest of the team that is making it very, very difficult at the moment.
Yeah, I think a lot of this might come down to soldiers, honestly. You know, I think it's difficult when you look at the logs and you look at things out of context. You know, you're like, cool, this Scout had a less significant game in terms of stats, but like, obviously Scout is quite heavily dependent on how much space they're given by the rest of their team and how many opportunities they have to just be the Scout class. I always feel like Sunshine, there's, you know, specifically on the mids, there's a lot of opportunities for soldiers to make a lot of space and, you know, go for some of these big bombs and, you know, not even kind of with committing, you know, getting those opportunities to take the high ground, which allows your team to push then forward. Like, I feel like a lot of it's going to come down to soldiers because we've seen really good stuff from both team soldiers in the last two maps. I feel like it might come down to which soldier pairing is more adept specifically at this map.
The soldier pairings are both playing well, as you said, but both such different styles of play. Kasuki and Shades definitely have the alternating you bomb, I bomb, the to and fro of the game. They double bomb together all the time, and that they definitely have that cohesion, and that's showing. And then over on the other side, Silvs is playing really well. Agent's playing like as pug roamer as possible. He's always the one like hiding on the flank, going for a back cap, going for solo plays. They're not really in tandem, they're not doing the same thing as each other. They're both just doing their own thing. And Agent is very much, he grinds pugs more than he grinds officials, and I think that shows. He's been adding up to pugs just midday when it's, you know, 10 minutes before his next match.
So perfect, like right now.
Yeah. And it sounds like we are going to have an extended break between our map 2 and 3 because they actually do need to go smoke and go potty now. So we are going to throw to a break also so that we can have a little voice break, a little rest.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
We're back, baby. We're here, I-71. We're here for our big old TF2 Open, and we are here for map 3 of our upper bracket round 1, something along those lines. This is Alien Workshop versus TonyResort. Now, I know what you're thinking. What's been going on? There's been 2 maps already. Who's been winning what? Well, I'll tell you. TonyResort won the Alien Workshop map pick, and then guess what? Uno reverse card, bam! Alien Workshop brought it back.
Yep.
Now, 1 map apiece. Guess what? Those 2 maps we just had mean nothing.
Yep, Sunshine. It's all about Sunshine. And yep, Process and Snakewater both going the way of the enemy team's pick, as you said, and players are just getting back and getting ready to go live on Sunshine any minute now. So that's your quick wrap-up. Quick wrap-up of other things. Marketplace.tf, go there, buy TF2 items. Draytech, go there, buy internet-related things. If you're at the venue, they've got a stall out there at T4.
T4.
And our Twitter at Essentials is running a giveaway. You can get a signed Valve Monopoly TF2 set, and that's pretty cool. More details in the tweet.
Yeah, I think it's at that TF Essentials, or TF2 Essentials. I can't remember. If you land.tf probably has things as well, so go there as well. And yeah, we're going to be getting into this game in terms of other updates, unless you don't want spoilers about the Witness versus McVitie's matchup. We have a result there, so kindly remove your headphones if you don't want to hear. Witness beat them. It was the 2 maps, what was it, 10 minutes?
Granary in 10 minutes, Gully Wash in 6 minutes.
Yeah, so basically, they put up a good fight.
Yeah, they got to 10 minutes versus Witness. It's more than I had expected.
Yeah,
they didn't quite get Reddit nationed.
No,
as it will go down. Reddit, as it will be known in history.
Didn't quite get. That's going to be like the new way of saying I got absolutely just like rolled. Oh man, we got Reddit nation. It was not a good official. Ugh.
Yeah. Well, everybody is finally ready. We confirmed everyone was AFK in warm up, so we had a set rundown. I'm a fan of the Agent. He's got all yellow hats, all dripped out. Sneaky and Zod on the matching cosmetics. And thankfully, I don't have to fill any more time talking about worthless-ass hats. We've got the final map of our upper bracket round 1. Winner of this will face Witness in the upper bracket final. Sunshine will be where it's decided. I'm Bum, the other guy's Eepily, and this is Alien Workshop versus TonyResort.
Yep, here we go, rolling out to mid. Slightly differing positions for the demos, but they're just going to be peeking and prodding. Tavi really not getting the best end of that, but the arrow's going to keep him alive. Agent goes in for the deep bomb nice and early. Going to be scooping up Tavi, bringing him forward and sending him into the spawn queue now. TonyResort is a decent little start of things, but Kindred really trying to put the team on his back, trying to walk forward, but crucial shots being hit by Sneaky here, trying to salvage on the side of Alien Workshop, but after that early position, they are not getting much here at all, and Lucky left all by his lonesome to try and get out alive. He will just about manage it, but Crown's been healing actually really well for once.
Yeah, it's still an advantage. Where it may not be a full advantage from killing Lucky, but it's a big enough one that they can go from this. Sentry's just about to go up. Sneaky already wants to spot out where that is, and they're going to go with just the 2 of them here. Everyone's going to have to join them late as they Uber in. There's still 3 players on second and mid for TonyResort. They need to go wild with just Pickles and Sneaky, and it looks like they've made a terrible call as they just get the sentry gun down, and now Lucky's Uber is up to return.
Yeah, they really didn't achieve a lot there, and now it's going to be Alien Workshop in such a position to try and go for a push. Now, it is Sunshine second. It ain't an easy one to push out, but Wildpiggy's doing some great work, forcing a soldier away, almost getting that frag as well. It's actually going to be Zodiac, the first frag going down. You can see Uber's been used. The bomb comes in from Tavi, not really connecting any shots. Agent was on the back lines, being that little rat, trying to get towards last, but after getting cleaned up, there will be nothing else for TonyResort really to do here. They will lose control of second. They will get this tiny bit of spam. Pickles! He's getting chased. He's just about getting out.
Yeah, Agent with another attempted back cap. It's like the neuron-activated monkey. He sees them pushing out of last, instantly goes for that pain train value, but doesn't quite get it. Crayon coming up on the Uber any second now, so they could block the mid cap with it. Sneaky wants that chariot to run forwards, and there is a bomb that they have to look out for. Kasuki landing on Crayon, very dangerous, but Crayon, Nerves of Steel, keeps the Uber.
Stone cold right there, and that's going to be oh so important, blocking the mid, not even having to use the Uber. Now they can walk forward and try and get control of second. Good frag there with Zills. That's an excellent little opportunity following up on the Zod's calls. Now they'll get control of second. You can see Alien Workshop, they're backing all the way towards last. Ooh, that one frag, okay. It was a little
slows
bit.
them down enough. Lucky was at like 85%. They get that trap kill, and suddenly it doesn't look all too worth it to use the Uber. Now we just call it even.
Yeah.
We wait for Sneaky. Maybe he can even try something. Wild Piggy's already pre-firing the spy, ready to check as soon as Sneaky spawns.
Just ready for it. Just ready for it. But Sneaky's just like, nah, Scout Class is okay. We're going to be chilling right now.
Yep, so both teams chilling, able to get into lobby now on the side of TonyResort. No traps that were particularly forward to catch them off making their way in. Just need to worry about the Wild Piggy sniper who's taking that angle towards up top. Two soldiers peeking it, trying to spam the gun down.
Ooh, okay,
And they get it very easily. That's the opting for the sniper instead of Pyro will do that to you, and now the bomb is in. Silver's getting very, very deep. Knocks Tabby in the air. They're just playing point from behind it, but this might end up being a double or triple sack. Shades has already blocked them off in lobby, and he drops Crayon. He finds the opportunity to get in behind. They were all so committed on that one side, and Shades ruins them.
Oh, that is absolutely brutal. What an opportunity they had, but they've just been crushed. That is actually exceptional. And Alien Workshop, they're going to be like, right, boys, we'll take that 1 second. Thank you very much. Still got our Uber advantage. We're going to keep on looking forward to mid as well, see if we can catch anyone else out. That is just an absolute vibe for them.
Yep, and still a very big advantage going the safe way through Cafe. Just the bombs come in from Asian, but it's on completely other flank. So he does get the kill on Wild Piggy and gets in behind. And now Alien are pretty scared. Lucky's actually had the opportunity to be caught. Everyone kind of left without him there. And he does get out. They still have an advantage, as that was how big their ad was initially. They could have had 2 ad pushes here in this time, but they've just slowed down after losing that flank player.
Yeah, I feel like there was maybe a little bit of a moment where Alien Workshop felt like things were just getting away from them a little bit. So they opted just to take a moment, you know, instead of all pushing all the time, take a moment to just calm down and just have a little kind of recovery moment, you know, talk to each other, work out what you want to do before this game gets away from you.
Yeah, Piggles peeking in through choke. Asian was maybe going to go for a sack there, but got spammed down, needs his bows before he commits to that. And yeah, Piggles is just trying to weaken up the medic before the main course of Agent or Silvers bombs through, and Agent will bomb in. He will fail it entirely. Silvers is the real one. He's popping Lucky up onto the balcony, but it's a standard single sack. It's to be expected. Doesn't get what it's looking for.
Yeah, nope, not this time, and now it's going to be Alien Workshop towards Valley, seeing what they can do. Tabby just buying his team a little bit of space. No one looking for that big commit. Piggle's actually doing a pretty good job of denying some position, and it's actually Zodiac getting that frag, so yeah, peeking, prodding, nothing really much there. And like you said on Snakewater, losing a scout on the side of Alien Workshop makes it a little bit easier if the soldier does want to go in. Agent tries, gets that one rocket off. The soldier tries to follow up as well on the sills.
Trading just keeps things fluid here. There's just 2 down for either team. Both teams could do something if they want. Zod will do something, runs in all the way through Flower. It wasn't being watched just for a second there, and it's an easy force for Zodiac.
Yeah, that's actually really, really useful for them right now. We will be seeing Crayon and Co. walk all the way back to second, take a moment, get their spawners, but now this huge Uber advantage, it's a real opportunity for them. There is a soldier directly above this little cafe area.
Yeah, sneaky nose but
you always clear it, you say. Yeah. They didn't clear it, and they lose Piggles immediately as a result.
Forced as well by the scout. Sneaky went back to go and check on what Kasuki was doing on the back lines, and a scout runs in from the front, gets the force on Crayon, and now bit by bit things are crumbling for TonyResort.
Yeah. A little bit tragic there, I'm going to be real with you. That is really not how you want to play this situation now.
Agent doing such a pug play once again, hiding in the corner, getting onto the medic, pops him up 100 damage, but not the finishing blow he needed.
It's, I don't know, man. Like, it ain't really enough there. Like, maybe, you know, the time was slightly later, but yeah, it ain't it right now. We do see Tavi going a little bit weak there, but I mean, Lucky's about to get his Uber. This is going to be a big opportunity right now. If Alien Workshop can get this first round, they can be using early. The bomb comes in. So much damage towards this heavy. They will be cleaning him up and then walking all the way towards his left-hand side. The Pyro's being an absolute nuisance, and Tavi going down those stickies means they have so much less damage to work with. They're trying to move towards the point here. They're getting the damage in. It's the soldiers once again for Alien Workshop, just destroying players and securing first round.
Yep, Alien Workshop still coming out on top. That Uber much better than we've seen from them previously, maybe because there wasn't a full sentry setup going on. They got onto that heavy immediately. Zodiac just gets mulched behind the point, and then the Pyro, it annoys them for a while, but it's nothing too difficult to deal with, and the damage of just having more players up, it converts the round.
Yeah, this is a pretty fantastic position with your Alien Workshop. Starting this map 3, the only one that matters at this point already by getting around, but this mid is not going their favor at all. Sneaky, just absolutely annihilating players. We do see just about a position where they can try and back away. They're only 3 players, though. Like, they're not really going to be able to hold on to second. They've managed to keep Lucky alive, so the Uber's still looking all right, but TonyResort, they don't want to stop.
Yeah, they're still going. They can cut off this exit. They go with the best pathing to separate blue team from the point and lock them out behind that shutter. I want to shout out Crayon on that mid, playing another mid, just completely single player. His team left him all alone, but he managed to skirt around Kasuki, give him the jives, recombine with his mid on, recombine with his team on mid, and juke out enough to keep himself alive. So we do have this even scenario happening on last now. Zodiac gonna peek a door and go down.
Yep. Doorways, still one of the most hazardous place to be in the world of TF2 and in the real world.
Yeah.
Common earthquakes. Isn't it earthquakes used for standard
like,
doorways?
Yeah. It's the name of the thing above the door is apparently really secure, or like a lintel or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go.
Ooh, there you go. You get your fun facts and your TF2 today. That's a 2-for-1. You know, that's a 2-for-1. Right. We do see Kindred on Sniper here, seeing what kind of little angles. It is, you know, it's Sunshine Last. You've kind of got some angles. Oh, first headshot's coming out. And so TonyResort will be very aware that that sniper angle is something we probably shouldn't peek anymore.
Unless you're Piggles.
Unless you're Piggles and you don't really care. Sniper angle says who? Oh
Yeah.
my god, okay, right.
They peek that door, send a double sack in from lower. At the same time, the double sack gets instantly destroyed. And now there's an opportunity to have a look into second here. The spawns are very, very quick to get back up on mid, so Alien needs to move fast. And
They
Sylvs
are.
this time. Sylvs is the one going behind for the back half. Uncalled as of yet, but he soon has 3 people back on his case. He just gives them the runaround. He gets out. The Forces come out on second in the meantime. They finally kill Crayon at the end of that. But this fight is very, very chaotic. Sylvs has another opportunity to go in. Agent and Sylvs double up to combine on the medic of Lucky there. So there is a saving grace, but at the end of this, it looks like Alien made it out onto second anyway.
Yeah, it wasn't clean and it wasn't easy, but it was successful. They will manage to get control of second point with Brown dying so much earlier. That's going to be about a 20% advantage, and importantly, it's going to be heals much, much closer. We have Wild Piggy
in another funny spot.
I love all of these
spots.
Div 6 spots are just incredible, right? Show it to me. Okay, does go a little bit early. A little bit optimistic.
He went with his soldier who was bombing choke at the same time, so there was an attempt for them to just 2-shot someone together, but they don't get a kill. Sylvs, though, does go down to Lucky. Kin gets spammed down by Piggles, and now in a 4v5, plus advantage for Tony G. They should be able to run this one in here. They are going to be getting second for free. Crayon on the 80%. Piggles wants to take him through lower immediately, and this should be a Tony Uber coming up from lower as soon as they get this 95.
Yeah, here we go. Uber's out. They're not even going to go for the jump, but they will go for the use. They're trying to combine all the way towards his right-hand side, focus as many frags as possible. Tavi finds himself caught out. This Heavy as well playing in the spawn door.
Lucky on 95.
But this is so many players trying to go towards this point. They're getting so much cap time.
He died. Got Crayon, the bow right at the end, just shuts down the Uber, which definitely would have secured that last hold. Lucky dying on the brink. And TonyResort finally even things up. They weren't even able to get around on Snakewater, but here we go, looking much better on Sun.
Oh my god, that is what is coming between these teams. One tiny little bit of damage, which makes all the difference. You cannot underestimate these individual moment-to-moment plays. And here we are, 18 minutes left to go. We are 1-1, we are all tied up. And we're going to be going into our third mid here. Tavi wants to go forward. He sees these scouts. He's not letting them survive. But he can do a lot all by himself. He's trying everything he can. But the rest of his team now We do see great work from Kindred once again. Sneaky, the one remaining player really who can try and get some frags and actually gets a little bit overly aggressive. And now as a result, Crayon got dragged forward. It's trying to escape, but the spawns won't be there in time. Surely there's no way Crayon survives. The dodging is trying to come out, but no. All that happened there was that they all just get baited.
Yeah,
Shades has no mercy.
Another one. Going for Agent as well, doubling up on last, and I was gonna point out that they left no one to cap mid. It could have actually been problematic for them that they chased Crayon so much, but then they get all those other frags as well. There's gonna be no presence on second at all, and this will be a full ad last push for Lucky now. Guaranteed, they just need to not make any mistakes, any drops in lobby, but their stickies on point, nothing to worry about in the lobby itself. Here we go. Looks like they're going to be taking this one from lower.
Yeah, looks like it. They're taking this position. They're taking a moment to get their buffs, and Tavi, he wants to do it, walking all the way through lower.
It through as well. Very late pop. This will give them plenty of time to work with that Uber. They get the gun down. Their demo is already in position to camp this door, but the soldiers doing a good job of blocking the point so far. They haven't quite got the kills. Re-aggressing now is Kasuki and Wild Piggy, but they get taken down. Just Kasuki versus 3 on the point. And he is going to fall as well. It looked promising, but TonyResort cling on.
Yeah, absolutely will. And getting that full wipe as well is just such a good position for TonyResort. They're going to be so happy with that. It's not just holding on to last, it's having that player advantage, that Uber advantage. You know, granted, with the way the spawns work out, they would need to take just a moment. But then they could even start looking to go towards mid. Obviously, the dream for TonyResort right now is to get towards mid and try and take it for free, just because this advantage is so big. But
they're scared of entering Cafe since the unfortunate hiding spot that happened last time, taking it through flowers. Instead, the air shot onto Kasuki, gonna stop him from getting anything at all towards the combo. They still have an advantage to roll with. Do they want to leave one? They stacked for a second, but then they notice, they remember, the advantage is up, guys. We should be able to abuse this. We can get into second while Kasuki is down. They just need to watch for these stickies on the pack.
It's not long at all, though. Lucky's already at 98%. Sneaky's trying to go forward. If just even the time dealing with the stickies means the Ubers will now be equal. They are going all the way for the air shot onto Tabby is absolutely beautiful. That is just what they need. Now they need to just back out, take a moment and chill. Losing Zodiac makes things more difficult, but I think they still want to try and go. Now the Soldier does jump in. The space is being taken. It's all about the high ground here. You can see Kindred is scared. Shades needs this all-important arrow to try and maneuver, taking some of this high ground, and it's actually going to be the side of TonyResort getting themselves in a bit of a bad situation. Crayon is now going down. They can't afford to fight slow. It has to be all in all the time. Soldier does go in. Beautiful little surf there from Lucky all the way towards balcony, and their scouts are just absolutely slaying. This now is a moment for Alien Workshop. They take things slow. They play these heals. They focus these last couple little frags, and now they're like, boys, mid is where we're going. Huge advantage in every way.
Yeah, another situation on second there where Crayon is playing inside the entire blob of his team, whereas Lucky is playing behind them with a blob in front of him. Makes it so much more difficult for soldiers to get in from any which way onto Lucky, obviously hitting that nice surf as well, whereas Crayon is just always in the midst of the chaos, gets taken down by a very simple Kasuki bomb into the middle of the team fight. The rest of TonyResort just playing a little bit too passive rather than having that front line in front of their medic, and now the advantage. Lucky wants to roll it in from Cafe. The det is out from Piggles. Don't have to worry about stickies. They should be getting a Sylphs kill here, but he manages to jump out. Everyone just escapes. Kasuki going down on the chase, and the Uber is used off. They think they can catch people here, but there's quite a bit of distance. I think they were mistaken. They will get Sylphs to fall, but that's all you get with the Uber. It's not entirely worth it. Crayon now has his own, and they're so close. This could be an opportunity to just take a solo. Sneaky doesn't even need the Uber. He's just going ham without it. He hits every shot, gets a 3K, and the Uber is still up to use on second or mid instead.
It's so perfect. That is so damn perfect right now for TonyResort. There was almost a moment where it's like, oh God, Sneaky's not going to get dropped again. It doesn't matter. My man just hit every single one of his shots, and like you say, this is now second theirs. Mid, they can keep on going forward. Lucky's only on 70%, and you can see all they're trying to do on the side of Alien Workshop is try and get this Uber. They're backing all the way to second. They will just about get it in time. But Lucky's still on 90%. They've still got to position themselves accordingly, and Sneaky is feeling the hunger, wants to keep on moving forward. Lucky, his Uber ticks over. There's that safety net. Piggles goes for this commit bomb anyway. Somehow they're managing to take down Tavi in all of this. I'm really not sure, but it's so much better than Uber for Lucky. Yeah, it will now get used.
Yeah, the Uber kind of didn't really have a direction to what they wanted to do with it. They bombed away from the medic, maybe expecting him to be far back. That makes sense with why they used the Uber as well, probably expecting them to actually have advantage there, but it was built too well by Lucky, ends up being even. Uber wasted on pretty much nothing, but at least they got Lucky's out in the fight that ensued, and now things are even. Sneaky still just kind of trolling behind, bringing players back, being annoying, might even get a Tavi kill. Manages to bust through the shutter onto Shades. There's literally 6 back on second. There was presence on mid before. They were looking to push into mid, and Sneaky has just thrown several spanners into the works, and a hammer, and some glue.
Okay, all right. My man is done with being just irritating to them right now.
And now the Uber is up. Lucky might... They want to go off just this Sneaky pick. They're like, we finally dealt with that. We can go to mid. But there's going to be staring down an Uber. Sylvs, though, playing a bit too close and will get caught out. Now it's a 6v4. Now the Uber doesn't look too great to use for Crayon. They could have maybe held that close and punished a push that came in from Alien Workshop. But I guess they expected Lucky to have Uber by now. They didn't really expect Sneaky to have thrown them off that much that they would have such a huge ad. There's a sack instantly onto Crayon. Oh my god! Kazuki gets the shot, takes him down, and immediately things are back in Alien Workshop's control.
Oh, that is perfect right now. They have such a huge surge of momentum from that, and you can see they're playing patient with it as well. This is how you just absolutely destroy people. You hit the shot, and then you make them just like sit there and soak in it right now. They're going to be looking to take second for free, and they're going to be ready to go all the way towards last. Piggles went down to 40 HP. Losing him may have been the final nail in the coffin for this round, but it doesn't matter right now. They're going to be capping up second. They're going to be walking all the way in. Such a late use. Only now do they finally pop it. The gun is going to be going down. They're trying to deal with this heavy. They will juggle him in the doorway. Great stuff there from Tavi. Kindred does go down, though. They're getting a lot of damage out. It's only these 2 players. It's going to be Zodiac, and he cannot do it. Alien Workshop leading once again.
Yep, Kazuki had an air shot onto Crayon yesterday that made it into our little highlights package, and once again, he's going to be the one taking down the medic out of the sky, and really being the only reason his team gets that round, gets in the lead, and with 10 minutes left, we need TonyResort to equalize if they don't want to end up down in the lower bracket.
Yeah, here we go. It is still everything to play for. Tavi getting this nice little bit of early damage, calling this position as well. But we see the soldiers coming straight in. Piggles really gets the better end of that fight, though. A lot of hype being taken. TonyResort making a lot of things work right now, even getting the direct onto Wild Piggy. They've been turned up. Kindred's trying to get out with Lucky. There's no immediate chasers, so they will be managing to get out here. They will manage to get their Uber, but winning that mid, really important for TonyResort.
It's been so interesting watching the development of the TonyResort mid, and particularly how Crayon plays it. He's got PTSD since his team leaving him alone before. He's hiding at every opportunity. Kazuki's always going for that late bomb just when he thinks that scout is going to move forwards and leave Crayon behind kind of unprotected. He's pre-firing that bomb on that area, and yeah, TonyResort, they've kind of learned to deal with it now. They get themselves in the driving seat at least for this round, but things are still even, and it's not an easy one to break, especially with the Pyro plus NG duo. Kin gonna switch on to Sniper. It was pretty easy for them to get the sentry gun down when Sniper was being played, but with Piggles taking that much damage, they'll have to wait a while before they try it again.
Yep, here we go. We do see, like you say, this defensive little position. It's all about just knowing where they're going to be peaking and just kind of weathering the storm until you can find some kind of little advantage of your own. Piggles does not respect Sniper sightlines ever. Will be surviving that headshot, but I mean, at some point, you know, at some point, there's going to be a little bit more to go on. And yep, there we go. Kindred hitting that all-important shot towards Sneaky. And this should be a moment where TonyResort just gets outside. Yep, they're going to play nice and calm a moment, potentially picking off class of their own.
Yeah, I don't know. Sneaky, he's been in this situation a couple times before. He's never been the one to go for it himself. Maybe he holds the door for someone, but he's picked neither of those options. They just want to play it cookie cutter. They can probably get this sentry gun down just as they did last time with a sniper on the defense rather than a pyro to protect that gun. So both soldiers coming up top now, trying to put the spam in. And there we go. It's goodbye to the sentry and hello to a sack maybe.
Yep, there's a real opportunity. Possibly he can go for some kind of skip. Oh, but Piggles, once again, my man refuses to respect these sightlines. There's only so many times you can play with fire before you get burnt.
Yeah, and the counter-sack in from Kazuki, obviously, I don't remember if it was him or the other soldier last time who flanked around and destroyed them in lobby after getting that one pick, but they were ready for it this time. Zodiac shuts it down. And that gun trying to go back up again. The soldier's body blocking the rockets, but he body blocks one too many.
Oh.
Gets destroyed by the spam. And now there's definitely an opportunity. Look at this sack all the way in from Agent, gets onto somebody and gets a frag down and the Uber out rather. And Crayon has opted to use his own, try and save the players, keep himself and the others alive for this 5v3 fight. Tavi is surely not long for this world, and it's just a 1v5 on the last point. There we go, TonyResort back in the game, 2-2.
Oh my God, we've got ourselves a game on our hands.
We really do. That was the storyline of this LAN, was hopefully the second place game is good.
Yeah.
We may see them both get rolled by Witness later, but these two teams are really exciting to watch.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. The tiniest differences of just body blocking one too many rockets maybe, but there we go. 6 minutes left on the clock. Both teams equal right now. New mid, new me. Tavi once again working a little bit of magic. Piggles getting forced onto the low ground, but once again, Tavi's going to be the first player going down on these mid fights. He's doing good damage, but somehow he's just not able to go forward. We do see players traded out every which way, so it's a 4 versus 4. High ground is trying to get positioned by some of these Alien Workshop players. They're not quite hitting their shots. It's actually the scouts on the side of TonyResort who are really making things work right now. Look at that from
Lucky can
Sneaky.
get caught. They could get around and cut Lucky off from his exit here if they go fast enough. And Sneaky definitely wants to. There we go. And they get the kill onto Shades as well. This is an opportunity. Finally, they could take the lead. TonyResort, they will not fail this time. 100% advantage. Lucky on a pretty long spawn.
That was crucial. That was crucial. You can see the decision-making from Sneaky. He knew that he needed at least 2 more shots to take down that soldier, and he was like, you know what? I'm dealing with the medic first. He's the one who's most likely going to be getting out. I don't really care about this soldier. There's only so much they can do. He hits those 2 incredibly crucial shots and just opens up this last entirely. Piggles now. Sticky's on the ground. He's jumping on in. He gets a little bit of a boost there as well. He's so weak when the flash comes in. The gun does go down. They're getting a lot of cap time. They're drawing all of these Alien Workshop players in. And as a result, Agent is managing to sandwich them from this left-hand side as well. The Heavy's doing a lot of work. The damage is combined towards point. There are only 2 of these players, and they're so weak. 5 combined. It's not enough. TonyResort, 3-2. They're back in the game, and they're winning it.
Yep, they're definitely back in the game. And it was a very different mid-fight from them last time. It's the first time we've actually seen Crayon leave that bottleneck of the Flowers area. They were fully playing a mid. They weren't playing passive. They weren't waiting for the bombs to come in. And I think that actually benefited them. Crayon had that space to work with, so he could actually surf without baiting his team by like leaving to the flower pack when he got bombed. So they actually stayed in, went out that mid-fight, and then of course the chase at the end gets them the round. So looking a bit different again this time as TonyResort. Whoa, Alien! Oh, sorry, Lucky gets surfed sky high and will crater. So now TonyResort looking to try and find the rest of these frags while keeping Crayon alive in Flower. And they will look to secure that pretty safely. Never mind, Kazuki has a chance. Bit sloppy play at the end, but it won't be punished too much. That would be a very embarrassing one to fail on if they had given up that frag so willingly, but thankfully they are still in control. We're seeing a new TonyResort. They've come to life at the very end of this map when it matters the most. They could get an extra little 4-2 here, and Agent has foiled this play. Doesn't get the kill, but they know there's a spy now.
Yeah, exactly. Any hope of an unexpected spy play has been immediately dashed, but Wild Pig is like, you know what?
Go for it anyway. They'll expect me to switch off. They won't expect me to be stupid enough to stay on it.
Oh, he's going for the decloak. He's got such a tiny little window of opportunity here. He's trying to get directly behind Crayon,
my God, no
and
way!
he gets it! That's absolutely incredible! And he manages to survive.
He slips out! They know about it! He double fakes them! There's no way he should be staying up, grabbing that pack and going for the frag, but he does, and he gets it onto Crayon. Beautiful jump across to the battlements, and now Alien Workshop, they want to survive in the upper bracket. They have to make the most out of this. Kazuki goes down, but they're getting second for it. Lucky's Uber is staying in his pocket. Crucially, And if TonyResort tried to re-push this, which they look tempted to, they could get punished. They're still pretty close. They're definitely catchable to an Uber here.
Oh,
Piggles
no.
going down as well is not good news for them.
Oh, Piggles, that is such a blunder right now. It's such a mistake to make. An agent is trying to put the whole world on his back. But, buddy, this is not an individual game. You need to be playing as a team. Zodiac's going down as well. This late frag, this is actually so scary. They're just trying to build as hard as they can. Crayon just needs to get this Uber. They've already lost mid. They stand next to no chance, really, of holding second unless somehow Alien Workshop is obscenely slow. But it's not going to happen. Tabby is locking down these doorways now. Crayon, 95%. It ticks over to 100 just only.
Yeah, they really think this is an advantage. They've used it off early. They really want to utilize the ad that doesn't exist, and the Uber hasn't even come out of Crayon by the time the blue one has faded. Sentry Gun, the only fatality Crayon uses, but no one's chasing with him. Oh no, Crayon, he knew he could catch the medic, but there was no players, actual combat players, to chase Lucky out. He just used the Uber. He's staring down Lucky, and Lucky is waving him goodbye as he just clean leaves lobby.
Later, losers. So this is it. This is 1 minute and 30 seconds. TonyResort are going to be trying to get control of second point. If they cap it, it'll slow things down just a little bit for Alien Workshop, but they're going for this repush. This is such a good position. This is like the scariest place to be on Sunshine.
You could win it on second here. 2
No.
frags, 3
No.
frags. They can run it forwards. They're going to get the Uber first as well.
This is actually brutal. They're 3 frags to the good, 90% now unlucky. They have a minute left to go. They have this one player capping the point, walking all the way forward, completely denying the soldier, and yet Agent somehow gets his frag. It's that tiny little silver lining, but they've got the Uber in their hands. They can walk forward.
It's
That's
just
Crayon going down, and they've done it!
In a land full of 5-0s, we are going to a golden cap. We could not get closer, Epoli. These teams are neck and neck. 3 maps, 3 rounds apiece, and we're going to see a golden cap.
Oh my God, what a way. What a way to come back on that one. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean, it looked so good. TonyResort had the momentum at the end. They were a round up. They were potentially going to be 2 rounds up imminently, and then that stab from Wild Piggy, the game changer.
Genuinely, it all comes down to those individual little moments. Like you say, I think everyone on the enemy team, and I think most people sat here in this LAN hall was expecting, oh, he'll just go back. He's been spotted, you know. He's not going to go for the full commit. And then sometimes you just got to play people, you know.
In fact, the reason, a very small detail, the reason he didn't go back is Agent had spammed that exit. He would have died if he had gone the way Agent was expecting him to do. Instead, he goes and grabs the packs in lobby and is like, I can still make it work.
Yeah, I'll make it work. It's all good. It's all good. It does kind of make you wonder, like, he had to walk past Piggles to get to Crayon. Both Piggles and Crayon didn't even
looked at him as well, and they
like they didn't even consider the possibility of that spy being behind them. Like they you know, and granted, it's one of the issues with, you know, kind of not the issues. It's one of the differences of playing at LAN, right? There's a lot of noise. There's a lot more things going on. It's easier to get distracted by stuff. But making those tiny little mistakes.
And it's easy to overlook things maybe when you've got the hype going. You know, they were up in the map. They were up in the round.
Yeah.
They're probably full focused on the last push. They're not focused on maybe Wild Piggy didn't swap off.
Yeah.
And that happens. And then all the way from last to last, there's some Piggles deaths out of position. There's some other mistakes happening between the med and the other players where, you know, not being able to catch Lucky with the Uber, dropping some players from the Uber, and
yeah, it's just a little bit falling to pieces. But right now, I mean,
it rests on 1 round.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, it comes down to, you know, one little mistake, one little round, and then I mean, that's the reason we're going to a golden cap. But then that's also how golden caps work. Golden cap, it's just. It's 1 round.
Yep.
It's 1 round. It's one set of opportunities.
It is. This is match point for both teams now. We just play 1 tiebreaker round. If anyone wins the round, they win. If we don't have a winner for 15 minutes, then we'll explain that later. we'll get a golden mid going, and whoever wins that.
It's fine, because there is an informative video that we'll be showing you at several times in the stream today.
Yep. But this is the first golden cap that we've seen so far. This is our introduction to the golden cap, and it's between the 2 tightest teams at the event.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like my understanding is that both these teams, you know, they revel in the hype. They love the bit of excitement. You got to keep the adrenaline going, you know. And I think they're going to want to ready up pretty quickly. They're not here to mess around. They're here to win games, take names, and make plays.
There'll be a team huddle back there and in the LAN hall right now. Both teams just chatting. What went wrong? Why did Wild Piggy do that to us?
Yes, please. Oh, God, don't let that happen again.
Yeah, I mean, it's just mistakes. It's not like there's fundamental differences being abused all the time. It's just overlooking things, making mistakes, playing sloppy, and both teams are guilty of it, and that's why both teams are ending up in the golden cap. Yeah.
And there's also, you know, quite a lot of, like, there's some really good individual play, but it's on players on both teams, so it kind of ends up balancing out, right? You're like, oh, this player's crazy, but then so is the player on the other team, and then you kind of balance out, so you can't really rely on that, because, you know, if you're going to rely on, like, DM and, like, star power, well, you know, they're, like, as balanced as you are. So, you know, it does come down to, you know, so much of this kind of, this team play, this kind of team coordination stuff, which, you know, logically should be slightly in the favor of Alien Workshop, but, you know, they've had their own issues at times.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, one thing about playing a match point single round is so much of it comes down to the mids, and they have been very, very even, favoring TonyResort towards the end. I think it was probably 4-2 on mids. Can't fully remember, but I feel like TonyResort won slightly more mids, but they have been back and forth, kind of alternating. And maybe if now Alien Workshop have got the previous mid that TonyResort have been running, if they've got that figured out, maybe it could flip-flop again. Maybe we could see Alien Workshop picking up an early mid. But we'll find out. It's better than speculating. Here we are in the golden cap of the third map. Winner of this round makes it into our upper bracket final.
Here we go. Final mid of the game. Alien Workshop versus TonyResort. Once again on the Tabby cam. Showing a little bit of action. Not really hitting the damage this time, but he's also not gone down just yet. We're actually doing a bit of a rotato kind of mid right now. It is Shades going into the big bomb, trying to scoop up this damage, but it's actually going to be 3 players down on the side of Alien Workshop. They've just got to run. They've got to absolutely try and get out, and Sneaky doesn't want to let them in any way. Trying to hit these pistol shots, but not quite connecting. That is not going to be happening. It is going to be Kindred and Lucky making their way all the way out. They will maintain their Uber, but Sunshine being the cruel mistress that it is, they'll lose mid and they'll lose second.
Yep, that mid completely different to anything we've seen from either team so far. As you said, the old rotatey, the classic. Both teams take each other's side. Agent also did the Warher bait, where you hide and don't roll out on your own side, so you can come in behind the enemy team when they rotate around towards your side. But couldn't really find anything there. It was mostly Sylvs doing all the work, and what a mid it was from him, and now they do get this advantageous position in towards last. Agent, this time is his turn on the spy. There is a pyro up on the other side, going to make things a little bit more difficult. But if anyone's going to make the pug plays for red team, it's going to be Agent.
Yeah, absolutely. Going to be going for a fast little decloak. There is a pyro, there is a gun. I don't think they're aware of it. Lucky spotted him.
Staring him down in the eyes. I know a spy when I see one.
Yeah, Lucky's got his radar activated. He's like, nah, buddy.
Oh my god! Oh, he doesn't crater. That's so close. That would have been a nice one. That would have been an opportunity as well, taking a demo down as well as one. Sneaky feeds into lobby, trying to kind of get them off Pickles' case. Don't touch her, but then he goes down himself. And now we have to just wait for another respawn. There's no opportunity to push, while Piggy is daring people to send dodgeballs his way that he can reflect.
Daring people, but I don't think anyone's going to be fighting that one just yet, so we will be chilling things out just a moment. The gun is still up. The pyro, like you say, makes things so difficult to try and play with. And TonyResort, now they've got their players. They're going to be picking towards lobby. Same as everything. All they want to do is try and deal with this gun first of all, but it ain't easy.
Yeah. They've opted to keep this pyro up this time. Every time they've sniped so far, the gun has gone down immediately, but look at the difference the pyro makes. It's very nice to hold M2, and then a soldier sacks into a gun and trades for it.
You know, good trade, good trade. And then the gun will be built in about 15 seconds, so there we go.
And the soldier will be built in about 10 seconds,
So, you know, we have fun, we have fun. Ooh, sneaky.
Stop taking the troll, guys. Stop shooting at the pyro. You're only going to hurt your own team. I know it's funny, but this is serious
it's funny
business.
though, isn't it? It is funny. Yeah, no, we are going to be ticking down the clock just a little bit longer. TonyResort once again making their way into lobby, just like, you know what, didn't quite work last time, but I bet you what will work this time. A similar kind of thing.
Yep, the guns are even closer than it was before, so everybody can hold this door even tighter. There's a sack in from Ajin, doesn't really find anything or get anywhere. Sneaky's going to try and trade him out, but can't get enough damage onto Kasuki.
No, they're just going to be chilling. They're going to be happy. From an Alien Workshop POV, there's 2 minutes 15, and there will be a little bit of a round reset, so maybe at this point they're just going to play for that. The way with these golden caps working with a 5-minute round timer, you can absolutely afford to do this, so you can't blame them.
Yep, and Ajin rolling out once again. Let's see what the motive is here this time for TonyResort. Sneaky's trying to clear stickies. It looks like maybe they'll opt for a far side bust once again.
Quite possibly. I love being able to see Tabby in the distance, just like staring at his sticky traps, like nope, 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 you're not getting through. Leave me alone. And then the soldier jumps through anyway.
Yep, that's going to be Sneaky going down. Sylvs trying to get the trade onto Kasuki, but Sylvs, oh, so low, but slithers out. Shades, in fact, falling on the other side to Piggles, so it is a 1-for-1. And Kasuki still low, gets a nice bow from Lucky just to keep his door held. Zod will be punished for trying too hard and will fall, and they're just going to back out of lobby, make sure that no sneaky soldiers can get in behind while they've got players down. Just play it safe.
Yeah, and then here's the real moment with just over a minute left to go. Yeah. This is the kind of thing where, well, if we can do it for a round reset, TonyResort can kind of sit there like, well, we could do whatever we want.
Yeah, this is where we see the YOLO trades sort of start to come in. You don't want to fully commit everything in case you get coasted, but you can commit enough to the point where you won't be punished if you lose and end up in a mid-fight. So it's very likely we see a trade or some kind of play happening here. They're just trying to spam the sentry gun down before it, but they don't manage to. Maybe they have one more try at taking this gun down after Sylvs respawns, but it's not long left before you have to do something or accept that you're playing mid again.
Yeah, which, I mean, you know, it's fun. From both teams' POVs, it isn't the end of the world, but it is just, you know, a little bit frustrating here for TonyResort. They are going to use this Uber, and frustration is the name of the game, because they managed to get the sentry, and that's about it. Uber does now get used, and Ward Piggy is just a WM1 Pyro, getting nothing really at all. And now they need to be aware, guys, don't overstay your welcome towards lobby. Don't be feeding for no reason, Shades, because now they've lost Kazuki. Thankfully, the Kindred Heavy's up. It's enough. They keep control of things. The stalemate means we will be going for a round reset. And guess what? Another mid.
Yeah, you're right there. Very, very close to baiting people out into lobby when it's you just need to take that mid instead if you're Alien Workshop there, and could have gone sour for them as someone snuck in through the flank and got onto point, but crisis averted. We are back at mid. We'll see if we go for a more regular time mid or the old switcheroo that we saw in the Golden Cap. Looks more regular to me. Crayon's still very scared to even come out of Flowers, but now they do take each other's side, both playing around enemy cafe. It's going to be Sylvs, the first one into bomb. Ajin, again, was baiting on his own side, but he's so late to join the party. Lucky will get taken down anyway. Crayon just needs to stay alive now, but there's a Shades landing on him. That's not going to happen. 3v3 on the mid-fight. 2 soldiers versus 2 scouts. And yeah, Alien Workshop cleaning up the rest of these guys. Ajin again baiting, going for packs instead of playing in the team fight.
Agent going for the 1v2, surely it's not going to happen, just getting thrown around, and the combined power of the friendship of Shades and Kindred will be securing this mid-win for Alien Workshop. Now, Lucky spawned earlier and is on the crit streak, and you love to see it. This is the kind of land tech that I want to see.
It's the first crits we've seen in this series so far, and they are wow, they are going quickly with it. They're not even waiting to get it up. They just want to bust this in dry. There's still respawners rolling out for TonyResort.
Oh, so this is the pipes! Tabby's an absolute beast, just destroying these players, and Kazuki with the follow-up.
And this has to be it. There's 4 frags. This has got to be it. They are rolling this one forwards. The crits is up as well. There's just 2 players left to hold this. Piggles and Agent against the world here.
It ain't enough. It ain't enough. Crits comes out. There's just no damage being dealt whatsoever. It's actually Tabby going down, but the player advantage is too strong. And Alien Workshop securing this win.
Alien Workshop taking it through to the upper bracket, giving them their first loss in the event to TonyResort, falling down, or in the playoffs at least, falling down into the lower bracket. And it was a lot more hard fought than we saw yesterday, but in the end, Alien Workshop coming out on top.
Yeah, absolutely. You cannot argue that wasn't deserved, but God, what a best of 3 that is.
And
yeah,
I'd say there's a 99% chance we see a rematch later.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alien Workshop, congrats to them. They are now going through to face Witness in the upper bracket, but you can't imagine they'll last long there, and then they will be meeting up with these guys straight away again when it really matters, when elimination is on the line. And these teams, they've probably learned quite a bit about each other. They've had a long time to be playing together. 3 maps plus a golden cap. They've got their map pools figured out now probably, which ones they want to be playing, which ones they don't.
Yeah.
They've got each other's team style figured out for sure. There's a couple of definitely demo reviewable mistakes for both teams in there. There's
100%.
a lot to learn before later. So yeah, it's going to be interesting if/when we do see the rematch.
Yeah, it's expected, I'll be honest with you. We're expecting to see them again, but yeah, no, what an absolutely incredible series. I feel like both teams needed a little bit of time to wake up, but once they did wake up, damn, you know, we had some moments, and that's just the first best of 3 of the day. We have a lot more TF2 to come. Like Bum did say, we'll probably see the matchup of these guys, and then we'll also be seeing the next game to decide, you know, effectively how all of that works. And then obviously we have our grand finals. I think that's 7:30 tonight. Grand finals over there on the big old stage.
On the big stage.
The big stage everyone's looking forward to.
Yep. And do you expect to see Witness on the big stage?
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you expect to see Alien Workshop on the big stage?
I mean, based on the Wordle for today, yes.
What's the Wordle for today?
I couldn't spoil it for everyone.
Sorry,
it is Alien Workshop related, though, in case anyone hasn't done it yet, so, you know.
All right, well, that'll do for our first matchup of the day, our first best of 3. That was a long one, so I'm sure the tournament admins will be wanting to speed things up, get everyone back on track. I'm sure Witness will be helping to do that. Still yet to drop a round in the entire LAN, both group stages and playoffs. But now Alien Workshop will be up against them next. Hopefully they can be the first one to take a round to not slay the beast, but at least, you know, chip a finger or so off. Yeah, just, you know, do something just to show that, you know, they do at least bleed. Yeah, but for now, unless you've got anything else to say, Eeply, I think we can throw it to a break. Nope, all good for me. Yeah, we'll catch you guys for more TF2 very, very shortly.